The team that just keeps on giving. Good afternoon, Philly. Good afternoon, NFL fans. Good afternoon, all who follow the Big Sills. How you doing? Truth, justice, and Big Sills. All the things we have been saying to you over the last, 4 years have all come to a head. Holy cow. The Glaze Fest in New England. Going to get to that here in a minute. The drama behind the scenes. We'll get to that too. Unlike other folks, we are going to hit on it all. Battle Royale today. How you doing? Yes, sir. And by the way, right out of the gate, I got to say this. A.J. Brown loves being a Patriot. Holy cow. This is like heaven. I had to call my mom. I listened to the presser again. Had a carpet in his house in Philly that was a Patriot carpet. The whole time he wanted to be in New England when he was a member of the Philadelphia Eagles. What a glaze fest. And I'm here to tell you, he's giving Philadelphia a backhanded slap. Nobody fucking loves going to another team like that. It's so over the top. And as I said to you the last couple days here, the social media, the planned interview with Maria Taylor, all the things New England had, this deal was set and this deal was in motion like 3 months ago. I told you the deal was dead. And this was it. You didn't want to believe it. But now we're here. Listen, I think without a doubt, this guy's gone over the rails to take a shit on Philly. Dude, nobody on the planet in any press conference anywhere has ever glaze fest a team like A.J. Brown has. I've never seen anything like it. Okay? Dude, this guy's completely gone over the line and overboard with trying to tell you how fucked up everything was in Philly and how wonderful it's going to be in New England. You hear AJ say, like to study film. You hear AJ say May likes to study film. Shots fired. Hurts doesn't like to study film. Drake May loves to study film. Drake May is a real quarterback. Damn. Do you think Hurts cookies is why AJ left? I think 60-40 what Deshaun Jackson said. I told you that yesterday. I think it's off the field shit, and I think it's the quarterback. He clearly had a problem with the quarterback. And not so much the person, but he had a problem with the quarterback as a whole. You guys kept trying to tell me, oh, it's the coordinator. Oh, it's this, it's that. AJ didn't want to play with that guy anymore. It's plain and simple. Too bad you don't like hearing it. The guy, and by the way, all those diva wide receivers, they talk. You think A.J. Brown is going to be spreading good love on playing with Jalen Hurts when people ask him what it was like playing with that quarterback who never played on time? He's not going to throw fucking roses at that guy. He's going to tell them that it was one of the worst experiences ever playing with that guy, and you had to work 3 times as hard to get a pass completed to you because the guy can't read a pass. That's how I'm reading it. Now, that may not be true, but that's how he's going to frame it. You think he's going to go somewhere and go, that guy was a great quarterback? Hell no. He's going to make himself feel a bigger part of the offense. Look at what Kevin Patullo just did. Kevin Patullo is down in Miami taking victory laps. Do you think Hurts could damage the locker room? I think, according to AJ, Hurts did hurt the locker room. AJ made an ass out of himself yesterday. That I agree with. I thought he made an asshole out of himself. Lurie paid him $100 million and then another $90 in an extension. It's not like he left the Jets. He's rubbing salt in the wound, disrespected the organization. I'm not going to disagree with you. I'm not going to disagree. And by the way, does anybody not think that that shit was orchestrated? This stuff was planned. His exit has been planned by both New England and by A.J. Brown. I'm telling you, if I were the Eagles, I would ask some questions. How much did A.J. Brown's agent have contact with the Patriots in setting this thing up? It just looks too orchestrated. The interview, minutes after he leaves, all the videos, the overboard. Oh, I love being a Patriot. Guy, listen, the Patriots are a great organization. By the way, I'm ripping them. I'm not giving them love. I'm fucking ripping the guy. I thought he was an asshole yesterday. I did. According to AJ, he had a side piece and was sad Jalen didn't tell Reddick something. Who cares? You think we should make a move for Davante Adams? I know that the Rams tried moving him, but they're not moving anybody right now, the Rams. The Rams are in a great position. Dude, this ain't the truth right here. He's not jealous. He wants to take more credit for the success. Guys, you're missing it. According to A.J. Brown wants to be looked at where it was him, not Hurts, not Barkley. That was the number one reason why you won. You don't see that? Of course you don't. Because you really have never been around egos like three guys like that. Everybody has an ego in that locker room. And you get this. You guys have a conversation all the time about Belichick and Brady. How about this one here? Okay? Look at Jimmy Johnson and Jerry Jones. Those guys are still fucking fighting decades later on who was more responsible for the dynasty. They still fight over it. Why wouldn't you think AJ wants the credit for all the success that went on in Philly? So there's a reason these wideouts don't stay in one place. Hill, Diggs, Moss, Brown. It will only be a matter of time before he starts chirping and starts his crap again in New England. Of course. You know that. Dude is fake. We've been saying that. He's not a true friend. He knows how to manipulate people's emotions. He might be a narcissist, which he is. Dude's a great player on the field, but he's fake. He's a me guy. Prince, but you know that, Prince. Prince, why do you think I've been calling him A.J. Owens? Did you people forget that? Some of you in here gave me shit about that when I called him A.J. Owens. I've been calling him A.J. Owens for 4 years. No, Sills, he's just misunderstood. No, he's not. No, he's not. Let me guess. None of you heard me call him A.J. Owens. Okay, I'm sure of it. You think run first ruined A.J. Brown time here? Yeah, well, I think their philosophy in the last 2 years. Anthony, I told you when Saquon Barkley got here, A.J. Brown would hate being here because the game didn't go through him. And that's exactly what's happened. Sills, you were 100% correct about AJ. Great what Prince just said. Dude, the guy's a fabulous football player. He is a great player, but he has the attitude of A.J. Owens. The difference between A.J. Brown and Terrell Owens is that Terrell Owens has no filter. A.J.'s more calculated. He look at how that thing was played out. And on June 1, look at how it was played out. It was orchestrated. If everybody doesn't see that, then you don't know what you're looking at. That thing was so 100% played out that way. Also, he didn't want to play with Jalen Hurts. End of story. He did not want to play with that quarterback skill set. Get over yourself. That doesn't mean A.J. Brown's right. How do you replace A.J. Brown's production? You don't. Hey, that would be like saying, how are you going to replace Reggie White's production? And I'll tell you something, Anthony. Here's something to think about. When great players leave a team, let's go here. When Stephon Diggs left Buffalo, Josh Allen won the NFL's MVP award. When Tyreek Hill left the Kansas City Chiefs, the Chiefs went to 3 straight Super Bowls and won 2. End of the story. Hurts has got to be an MVP this year. That's how you replace Brown's production. Jalen Hurts has to be an MVP. Jalen Hurts has to pick up for A.J. Brown's production. Nobody else. Patrick Mahomes picked up for the loss of Tyreek Hill. Josh Allen picked up the loss of Stephon Diggs and went on to an MVP season. Now that AJ's gone, he's got to pick up for AJ not being here. Okay? Hurts last year, without a doubt, okay, could not deliver. And if you want to blame Kevin Patullo, that's fine. There's going to be no excuses at the end of 26. There's no excuses. And by the way, let me put this in here for you. And to some of you in here, and by the way, I'm not going back and forth with many of you any longer who just come here to be stupid. Okay? According to Eagle fans, Jalen had made AJ into an all-pro. Let's see if he can make an all-pro out of Smitty, Lemon, or Hollywood Brown. Great take. I'll say this. I think A.J. Brown a year ago gave a half-ass effort. I think he gave a half-ass effort. Get this. Here's a good one. Is Patullo an OC? By the way, Kevin Patullo, Sean Mannion. Sounds like the same guy to me. Oh, wait. Wait, guy. Hold on for a second. I'm sure Mannion will be different because he's never called to play. I'm sure he'll be different than Patullo. And your facts are what? He didn't throw the games. He threw the ability to want to stay in Philadelphia. I think he played that way all year long, 90%. Because it showed in his play. It showed in his play. However, you knew that on his pre-draft profile. Folks, when they put those pre-draft profiles out, read them. I'm going to show you something here. I believe you, but I fear Saquon will carry the offense, not Hurts. Of course, Anthony. I'm going to show you something. So I'm going to show you something here about Mekhi Lemon. And let's see if this plays out. Could use a hair more patience to preventing rushing the route. Appears quicker than faster when working vertical routes. Can be a little slow, disengaging once captured underneath. Competitive, but relatively ordinary after the catch. Needs runaway to break off comebacks out of a drive phase. Let's see if those things change. Okay? Let's see if one of those things change as he gets into his NFL career. By the way, that's his pre-draft profile. Okay, Dan, let's say Hurts 4K this year. What is it to be done with Doorknob Sirianni? They're not moving off of Nick. Nick's their boy. Hey, by the way, Mekhi Lemon's hurt already? And by the way, according to Gary Cobb, he looked pretty pedestrian yesterday. Now, again, it's helmets and shorts. Not going to go crazy on anything here. But the guy looked ordinary. I don't know. He looked ordinary. And that's the guy that's going to take up for Devontae Smith's numbers. I told you this before. If you get 50 catches out of that guy and 600 yards, you're going to get really a good rookie season, especially with that quarterback. And again, he's not going to play in the entire spring. That's not going to be a big deal till he gets to training camp. We'll see, dude. We'll see. Sills, if one of your teammates left, then said trying to win it all every year is too much pressure, what would your reaction be? No filter. Let me read this again. Sills, if one of your teammates left and said trying to win it all every year is too much pressure, what would your reaction be? Get the fuck out of here. Bro, if you don't want to play your best all the time and you're not trying to win every football game with your teammates, what's the point of being in a team sport? To what? Look good in a pair of shorts? You want your teammate to have the same attention to detail. You want your teammate to play as hard as you. You want your teammate to do all the things that it takes for him to be great so that the unit can be great. Mekhi Lemon's hurt already? Okay. Let's keep that as a, let's go right here. Wow. That's a wow thing for me. All right. Wow. Hurt already. Okay. Sills, the AJ issue was avoidable if Nick did his job. The organization empowered Nick to lead. Nick's job was to go with the flow. The flow turned into rapids. We just hit the rocks. Correct. Okay? And Mekhi Lemon did fucking practice in OTAs. He dropped the first pass in the first OTA. Not this guy. We're not ever going to that guy there. Okay? Yeah, Gary Cobb. He was there. Any other thing, Prince? Knee pad Nick. Now, listen. I blame Nick Sirianni for A.J. Brown being in New England. That's his job. Okay? Everything is locked in. No fun over there. Get job done over there, over here. Sirianni, just let us have fun and do what we do. Let us express our personality. I think that's huge. Everything is locked in. No fun over there. You get job done over here. Sirianni, just let us have fun. And we would have, dude, let me tell you something. Zezma, that's how I performed with Jimmy Johnson. That's how I performed with Jimmy. Hey, okay? That's how I performed with Jimmy. If you didn't want to be around Jimmy Johnson, and if you didn't want to win around Jimmy, bro, right? You said he looked okay. Excuse me. The day before. Wow. Holy cow. Excuse me. Sills, I truly believe the most frustrated player has to be Smitty. Knowing that he could have done more if he was featured the same way AJ had been. Smitty's got it figured out between the ears. Smitty doesn't have the same talent as AJ Brown. Yes, he is. Reddick played for 5 times over 9 years. It's a padding, not coachable. Hey, Mike, you know what's funny? Every time when I brought that up when Hassan Reddick was here, why did Carolina let him go? Why did Arizona let him go? Why did the Eagles let him go? Why did the Jets let him go? You know what everybody in Philly said? They said I was crazy. Well, when you lose a guy who had 4 straight years of had a double-digit sacks, there's something wrong with the guy. 3 different teams, 4 different teams in 5 years. There's something wrong with the guy. For all the AJ talk, I have way more respect for Hurts today. As a man or as a quarterback? Hey, Kim, you got more respect for him as a man. Sure. That doesn't change his ability on the field. Who gives a shit about that, though, Kim? More respect for him for what? I care he can play. AJ by the way, I'm not ripping on you, Kim. AJ keeps exposing the warts of Jalen. I've been saying for 2 years that Jalen plays like a quarterback that doesn't put in the film work. That's basically true, man. Get this. That's right. Hey, and by the way, according to Gary Cobb, when Mekhi Lemon was on the field, he looked pedestrian. And one practice, he's injured. Yes, I agree. He's an asshole. That glaze fest he had for the Patriots yesterday was ridiculous. No. Only you would take it that way because she gets it. You're getting a little butthurt when anybody doesn't agree with you, honey. You're the honey. She's the sports talker. J-Mac basically said Lemon looked pedestrian too. He said he looked nothing like Smitty when he was a rookie. John said that too? Okay. Then Gary Cobb saw the right thing. You're the same guy telling me September is Liars Month. But OTA, what did I just get through saying? I'm not going to go crazy. I'm just telling you what they said about him. Don't get butthurt, kid. Did I say he sucked? Where did you hear that? Oh, I know. Moaners Month. We should call June. Because the moaners are here. Oh, no. Sileo said Mekhi Lemon. I never said he sucked. I said he was hurt, which is true. Once again, truth. And by the way, he looked pedestrian. That's what numerous people said he looked like in his practice. You don't like it? That's words that were used by 2-3 people there. I mean, I'm just echoing what people said that were there. Yes. Yes, Kim. I don't think that's ever been an issue with Jalen Hurts. Let's not judge a guy. Listen, I said, according to people that were there, he looked pedestrian and he's hurt again. Nobody's gauging anything. Look at what Angelo and a lot of you are doing. You're basing him off of one practice. I'm not. I just said what happened. He looked pedestrian and he got hurt. What are you doing? I mean, guys, anytime somebody tells you, or some of you, anytime somebody says the truth to you, listen to this. He looked pedestrian in his first practice, and he's hurt. And all of a sudden, everyone's like, Sileo says he stinks. Never said that. Sileo's basing him off of one practice. I never said that either. But this is what you want to hear. I mean, hey, Pickin, this is what some people hear. They don't hear what we're saying. They take 5% of what they say, and they make up these stupid things. Nobody's saying anything or basing anything off of any guy. I'm not fucking quantifying what people who were at practice said about the kid. Stop fucking crying. Jesus, criminy. You guys need tissues in here when you come in here sometimes. Not all of you. Moaners, whiners, babies. Still, sources say AJ was sabotaging games. Channels putting reputation on the line to report it. What? Have at it, guy. What are you saying? Because I have an opinion that I think the guy a year ago played half-ass effort at times because he wanted out so bad, because of in his NFL profile, it says when he's not focused, he loses engagement. Have at it, kid. You're not the only one who tries that every day to silence us. Go at it. Should we go all in for Max Crosby? No. They need baby wipes, Sills. Absolutely. Holy cow. Talk about fucking moaning. So when can I spaz out on AJ Sills? I just can't wish him well, wishes or speak good about him. He's a moron. Hey, Marsh, I thought yesterday he was an asshole. You know what? Oh my God, the love affair that I have. It's unbelievable. I called my mom. Marsh. Dude was an asshole yesterday. Okay? And I think he was taking a shot on the way out on how much, oh my God, I can't wait to get to this place. The quarterback actually sits in the room and watches film. You really think a guy who's won as much as Jalen doesn't watch film? I don't believe that. Marshall, I don't believe that. You don't win that amount of games and not watch film. I don't believe any of that. He's a moron. I get why I like him, but just can't, my guy. If someone was on your team, yes, I would have. Because, again, listen, Michael Irvin is the most honest person you can have on your football team. Okay? You may not like all the things that Michael Irvin does or says, but I love the guy. I have been friends over 40 years with him. And the one thing I'll tell you about Michael Irvin, he's the most genuine guy you'll ever meet. To a fault. There's nothing preconceived about him. What you get with Michael Irvin is what you see. He's that guy. There's no BS about him. Michael Irvin is straightforward. You take the good and the bad. I will never talk shit on that guy as long as I live. No matter how bad things could get. Or I don't believe they will. Or how they have gotten. I like that dude and I love that dude. I mean, we are very close friends. Like, I don't know how else to explain it. We've known each other since we were 19 years old. Okay? Is it true the Eagles and Packers are looking for Sweat? Yes. I'm going to get to that in a second here. Okay? Cowboys Nation loves that AJ out of division. Sills, what do you think? I would too. One less person to cover. Once again, A.J. Brown's a great player, but he's fake. He's not a genuine dude. I've been saying this since we got Saquon. Dude changed once he found out the offense was going through Saquon. Correct. Yes. Okay? Yes. Okay? Get this. Did the Cardinals say they weren't trading Sweat? Or was that just a rumor? M. Reyes, I could have swore I heard the Browns say 2 weeks ago they had no intentions of trading Myles Garrett. Did you hear that too? I'm not ripping you on this take here, dude. But didn't you hear Andrew Berry come out and publicly say that that they weren't trading? Here, I'll even bring it up. Andrew Berry. Browns are not trading. Browns are not trading Myles Garrett. And I'll give you the date. Okay? Here's the date. Here's the date. It was 2 weeks ago. Andrew Berry said there is no intentions and that the trade rumors for Myles Garrett are false. What happened? What happened? Okay? I mean, what happened? Flex and I will not tolerate JD slander. After he had a decent year, everyone acted like they liked him and wasn't trying to move off of him. Let's see here. They had no intention of trading him until the Rams added Verse. That's what happened, Sills. Okay? Right. The Cardinals have no intentions of trading Sweat until you offer something for Sweat. So wait a minute, David. According to some people in here, because somebody said something on June 3rd, I have no intention of trading Josh Sweat. If somebody goes to the Cardinals and goes, here's a second-round draft choice, or Nolan Smith, or someone else for Josh Sweat, they're not going to change either? Why wouldn't they? Jesus criminy. Some of you can't be that stupid that because something's put out there like that, you believe it. Man, you guys will buy anything the media puts out there like that, and you think it's gold. It's wild. I don't believe any of those reports because I know how teams act. One good reason not making me fall in love with Jordan Davis, he better keep up the good work. Dude, I don't think, hey, listen, Davis had a good year last year. He did. Carter didn't. Carter's the guy you got to be concerned about. They made him an offer he couldn't refuse. Let's see here. This is something up here, too, with Pieters here. Seals, what value do you think Sweat has? It's a great take. By the way, we will go into that now. So it looks like Howie is in this conversation here with potentially Josh Sweat. I know this. The Cardinals have made it clear that, guess what? Why would you have a guy that's making $20 million on your team and the Cardinals are going nowhere? So wait a minute. The Browns had a $40 million a year guy in Myles Garrett and we're going nowhere. But the Cardinals are going to keep Josh Sweat, knowing full well they'll be in the lottery next year again, whether Josh Sweat's on the team or not. And you're going to pay $20 million for that? Why? And especially an older player. Why would you keep him? I mean, like, why would you keep him? Why would you keep Josh Sweat when you're going nowhere? Why? So I can pay him. So the Cardinals can pay him $20 million? What are you keeping him for? To be somewhat competitive? When you can get draft choices and try to make your football team better? Get this, with or without Josh Sweat, how many games do you think the Cardinals are going to win with Carson Beck and Jacoby Brissett as their quarterback? How many? 5? 6? Well, how many wins do you think they're going to have? Well, how many? With Josh Sweat on the team, how many wins do you think the Cardinals will have? 5? 2? This guy down here says 11. Last time they won 11 was 4 years ago. Seals, do you think Howie not extending Carter is a ploy to make the organization think he's a problem, so they won't pursue him? It's a great take. Hadn't thought about that. I keep hearing people are telling me. I asked you all last year about the Reed Blankenship. M. Reyes kept telling me it was coming. M. Reyes will tell you that he didn't say that, but he did because I kept asking him, when's the Reed Blankenship deal coming? He said soon. Then he said this. I kept asking the question. Never came. So, M. Reyes, when's the Jalen Carter contract extension coming? When's it coming? Reyes, when's it coming? I don't believe it's coming. When is the Jordan Davis, or excuse me, the Jalen Carter contract extension coming? When's it coming? Before camp? It's coming during this. Oh, they're going to do it during the year. During this season. Okay. All right. Midway? First part? AJ being gone opens up a lot of cash. Does it? Let's see. Hey, Kyle, do me a favor. What's the salary cap, dead cap hits towards the Eagles over the next 2 years with AJ not being here, getting rid of him post June 1? Can somebody hook me up? And I know you get to defer that. So there's 2 years, I believe, of dead cap money, right? So how much money have you opened up with dead cap money? Kyle, hook me up. Okay. 20 million dead cap this year for sure. 27 and 27. Oh, so 20 this year and 27 next year. Whew. Boy, you got to open up a lot of money. Man. 40 million. Freed up a lot of dough. There you go. We saved 50. I know. You still got dead cap money on your cap because of Brown not being here. 23 million. Free up that money. I'll tell you what, if your guys are able to land Josh Sweat and you put Josh Sweat, Grenard, Davis, and Carter, and Bond, and Campbell, that's a hell of a front seven. That's a hell of an offseason. If you're able to land that. And listen, there's nothing that's going to cover Myles Garrett being on the Rams. But that's the second place finish right there. Like Grenard and Sweat as your ends with Hunt and Nolan as your backups. Dude, you got depth and players. And you automatically go to a strength at edge. Shit. I'd make that move all day long, trying to bring that guy back. That would be an incredible move. That would help your football team, and it's 19 million bucks. Dude, Hunt and Nolan would be your backups. Grenard and Sweat would be the starters. You're 4 deep. You would be 4 deep. I mean, that to me, that front seven, it'd be the best front seven in the NFC East by far. Is there a better front seven in the NFL? Maybe Houston? That would work. Now you're talking about shaking. And, dude, if I were Howie, I would trade Nolan Smith and maybe a 3 or a 4 and take on that money of Josh Sweat. Hey, you get a first-round kid who's not terrible. By the way, Nolan Smith is not terrible. Send him to Arizona. Give him a 4. Take the money on. It's not a lot. And you'd have the best front seven maybe in pro football. Next to the Broncos, the Texans, you'd be in there. You'd be in there, dude. It would be like the Eagles 2022 front seven, in my opinion. Sills, that isn't too different from BG, Sweat, and Fletch. Correct. Now, all on the premise that Carter comes back to being Carter. Our current front seven is good right now. No, it's not. Your edge rushers are not Guy. Well, Grenard being there, yes. Nolan and Jalix. We'll see what happens with those dudes. Nolan hasn't proven he could stay healthy, and Hunt's still developing. It's not bad. No, to your point, it's not bad. I'm worried about his knees. Hey, Denny, we've been talking about Josh Sweat's knees since he was at Florida State. Have we not? Hurts is going to take a leap without AJ. Okay. Let's see. Sills, we talk about the offense a lot. I think the defense is going to have to carry this team. What do you think? Correct. Yes, because you're going to sputter on offense. Who's your backups behind them? Carter and Davis. Prince, who are your backups again behind Carter and Davis? Ty Simpson and who? Brandon Graham was just cut. Who? And that was for cap reasons and such and roster. I don't know if he's playing again. Who's your backup again? Young and Ajoma are not your backups. Big Sales, we're going to have to rely on the elite dual threat. He's not dual threat anymore. We have depth like 22 if we get Sweat. Yes, you do. It's another 2K for Barkley. I could see McCaffrey type offense. You don't have the quarterback that plays in that offense. You can see it? Okay. Oh, my God. Simpson and I don't know, the other one. There you go. That's your backup. Sills, I could see someone doing a case study and trying to figure out what contributions Nick Sirianni made during this 5-year stretch. Dude, every time I have that debate, people tell me that guy's a great football coach. DFW, A.J. Brown being in New England is Nick Sirianni's fault for not controlling his locker room and squashing that bullshit inside of his locker room. And if teammates were having issues banging each other's girlfriends and all of that, their stuff was, well, hey, and if you talk to the beat writers in Philly, this is a non-starter. Funny, when you talk to a guy who knows the guys in the locker room better than the beat writers like Deshaun Jackson and some of these other guys, Deshaun Jackson dispels that shit, and so does Shady. Shady talks to everybody in that locker room like every day. So let me get this right. You think the players in the locker room are going to tell a beat writer or a former player that's in the Eagle Hall of Fame more? Who do you think they're going to tell more to? A former player or a reporter? Get the fuck out of here with the importance of some of these reporters and how they see themselves. It's unbecoming. It's fucking ridiculous. You think players are going to tell a reporter over a former player the integral workings of the locker room. Like, since when is that? How nuts is that to think that even? A just wanted the ball more than he got. He got the ball a lot. Hang on here. Let me show you something here about A.J. Brown. And this is why he hated the quarterback's talent. So here, A.J. Brown. So let's take a look at this. A.J. Brown in Philadelphia. He got the ball 145 targets his first year, 158 the second year. He got the football 97 targets because he missed 4 games. And he was on pace for another 158. Then he got 121 because he missed 2 games. So in theory, you're talking about a guy who probably got how many targets a game? Let's see here. Tell you exactly what he got in Philadelphia, how many targets a football game A.J. Brown got. Right. This guy got almost 10 targets a game. 10 targets a game. What do you think they're going to give him in New England? 12? 11? What do you think he's going to get there? He's going to get the same amount of targets just about in New England. He got 150. If you play a full season with AJ, it's 160 targets. In what world do you think maybe he gets 15 more? 18 more? Don't make it sound like that guy wasn't getting the football thrown to him, because he was. This is the key. Perfect take. Where are you, bro? Same targets, but on target. Bam. Bam. That's the thing right there. That's exactly right. Great take. Same targets, but on time. Right. And in a pass offense, Drake May had 4,300, almost 4,400 passing yards and 31 touchdowns and 8 picks without AJ. Dude, right. That guy's going to go for 4,800 yards this year. Morrow is listed as a starter on ESPN when you look at the depth chart. He isn't a backup. I know he's not a backup. Thanks, bro. Yeah, I know that. I know. What I'm saying to you is, if you get Josh Sweat, who are you sitting? Jonathan Grenard? The fuck? When was Jalen missing, y'all? We don't use that word. Smitty better learn how to beat double teams. Yeah, we don't use that word. That's my only pet peeve and word I won't use. We don't use that word. Hey, Sills, have you ever thought that AJ was part of the offensive struggles last year, trying to get him the ball and losing a step? He isn't losing a step, but I do think that them forcing the football to him, yes. Yeah, we don't use that word. As a matter of fact, I've never used that word. And if somebody was in the room with me, I would slap him. We don't tolerate that. Dude, this guy was Stephon Diggs. Imagine Stephon Diggs not a bad player. He ain't A.J. Brown. Sills, in Philly, A.J.'s job was simple. He didn't get used in creative or complex ways. Do you think he is the type of receiver you could do that? This is a great take. Curtis, you're on your nails today, dog. I think Josh Sweat. Let me ask you this, Curtis. Do you think the Philadelphia Eagles, in their entire time that Jalen Hurts has been a starting quarterback, do you think they have had a coach as smart and as brilliant as an offensive coordinator and Josh McDaniels? Now, again, what some Eagle fans will do in here and go, he sucks as a coach, because you know what they're doing? They're looking at him as a head coach. I'm not talking about him as a head coach. He's horrible. I'm talking as a play caller and also a offensive-minding, situational play caller. Shane was never in the room with Josh McDaniels. Never in the room. Never in the room. And you can't say it was all Brady. McDaniels just went to another Super Bowl without Brady. So it can't just be that, well, Brady. No. Josh McDaniels' strength and his ability were raised, and his value was raised because he went to another Super Bowl. Kellen, exactly. Very good. He's not McDaniels. Okay? He's not. Kimbo says, I get the rumor mill. I know the media said Reddick move was about contract, but it was an overnight trade and paid $5.5 million in fines, plus his leg, and it plays jingle bells. Hey, Kimberly, I happen to believe some of it. I don't believe all of it. I think that there was a relationship issue, something. Hey, get this. They say they grew apart. How do you grow? Last I checked, hey, Kim, when I'm in a locker room, folks, you know how fucking stupid this whole thing is? Kim, check it out. When you're in a relationship with your husband, you're hoping your relationship gets stronger and better as the years go on with the successes of you and your family, correct? You and your husband, you're hoping that you go on and you're in it together. My wife and I have been together 38 years. And you know what? Every year, every day, every month, we're in this together. Our relationship is stronger than it's ever been from the time I met him. And I met her, right? When I'm with a teammate and I'm playing football with a teammate, the more success I have, the better I play with them. Without a doubt, my relationship with that teammate gets better. I trust them more. I tell them things I would never tell other people. My relationship grows. What would fracture that? Can't be the winning. Can't be the money. Well, what the fuck separated them? How do you grow apart? You don't grow apart in long-lasting relationships unless something has a friction in the middle. What was that? AJ's inability to deal with the fact that the head coach wanted to go through Barkley and not through him anymore, and that the quarterback sided with the head coach, that Barkley was the way to go. I think that's more it, is that Jalen Hurts agreed with Nick. Instead of going through, I don't think this really, for me, I don't think this was over a check. I think this was out over of who gets the credit for the success. Just like Jimmy Johnson and Jerry Jones. Just like Michael Jordan and Jerry Krause. Go down the list of all the greatest egos that split sports celebrities up. This came down to, I'm the more important person in the building. Kevin Patullo is down in Miami. taking victory laps on him and his importance on how he created a team and an offense that won all those games. He's down in Miami telling everybody how integral of a part he was in the success of the Eagles. That's ego. Some of you would never know that. Why would you? All I know, 22 and 23, AJ was happy. 24, we get Barkley. And I said, as soon as you got Barkley in, the relationship with Jalen, you guys forget that shit, what we said. As soon as Barkley got in the room, Barkley was going to change the relationship between Hurts and AJ, and it did. Because the game wasn't going through him anymore. The game was going through Barkley. Like Tom Brady and Belichick. Correct. That's exactly right. Listen, you don't think egos break? Do you not agree? Ego broke that relationship up between AJ. You guys think it's over a chick. It's over ego. A chick? Really? It's over ego. The chick may have been a part of it, but not the main reason for it. This is football related. Okay? And get this, A.J. Brown, he wanted to win. Okay, ego and a chick. They're synonymous with one another. A.J. wanted to win, but A.J. wanted to be the reason you won. Can't be money. A.J. Brown's making $32 million. It's not fucking money. Sills, McDaniel's a great OC, but if A.J. doesn't want to work out of the slot, but listen, he's not going to put him in the slot. McDaniels is a guy that's going to create a position for him. Okay? Listen, you have the most bro. Get this. According to Reyes, ego doesn't break teams up. Chicks do. Or whatever does. You're right. You're right. Name me a football team or a fucking legendary fucking team that was broken up over some chick. Are you fucking... It's like baby talk. How dumb. Reyes, sit down the rest of the day, guy. You're brutal, man. Well, they leave AJ on the field as much as the Eagles did. You don't bring a $32 million guy, okay, into a football team and sit him on the bench. I got to make sure not to go to Reyes here. Hang on. AJ wanted to be the reason, correct. And Hurts doesn't care who's the reason, correct. Just win. Got to roll with Hurts on that one, correct. Hurts whined about Moore's offense. He blasted Sirianni for being useless. He complained about being in a straitjacket, then performantly didn't wear his Super Bowl ring just to be dramatic. Okay? Says, I could be wrong, but what if AJ was the leak? No way. It was Patullo. Says, A.J. Brown makes me appreciate wide receivers like Larry Fitzgerald and Torrey Holt. Not the flashiest guys, but are ballers that only care about winning. I love me some Larry Fitzgerald. By the way, rest in peace to his pop. one of the truly great sports writers and NFL writers of all time. His pop just passed away a couple days ago. Truly a great dude, man. Had a chance to know him. Great guy. AJ wanted out of Tennessee because he was sick of block. No, that was money, dude. Remember there was a $6 million deal? They only offered him $14 million, and the Eagles came in and parachuted in and gave him more money. I think that was more about money, because that was the holdout. It was money. You see, I love guys like this. I got guys on Twitter making up false Twitter pages about me. I got guys saying about burner accounts. And I got people making these crazy comments. I tell everyone, I don't root for one football team. Not one. I don't have a favorite football team except for the Miami Hurricanes. That's why I don't have clouded judgment and passionate judgment on emotions like you do with your Eagles. I see it from a football sense. You see it from a passionate sense because that's your team. And it's okay to be that way. I see it from a full football idea. You see it because you love the team. I don't give a shit about the Eagles. I do love the fan base, and I told you that. That's why I'm more objective than you. Okay? And by the way, it's a fun team to cover. I'll say that. Sills, I know that burner wasn't yours because the grammar and spelling was too good. Great take. Eagles can't talk Super Bowl now. They sick Cowboy Nation. Love it, Cowboys time, people. By the way, Battle Royale at 4:30. Sills, I could be wrong, but if AJ was the leak on Hurts knowing he was leaving, I don't believe AJ was the leak. Based on your take, though, AJ should have left. Clear decision was to go through Barkley. Correct. AJ couldn't deal with it. AJ couldn't deal with Barkley was the way to go. That's on him. Yes, AZ. That's totally on him. He couldn't come to grips, but he did come to grips because you know why? Because the quarterback wasn't good enough to have a balanced attack. And they knew the only way they were going to win was through Barkley. Sills, the Eagles treated AJ like a call girl. Came, did the service, got paid. See you later, Gator. Oh, and by the way, how about that bullshit that Howie Roseman said, I wanted to do right by the player? What? Howie Roseman told me 3 months ago, I'm always going to do right by the Philadelphia Eagles. I also heard him say, wait a minute. You know, our job is to accumulate great players. So this guy got caught in two lies. He got caught in two lies. One, I wanted to do right by the player, and I wanted to do right by AJ. When was that? That's new. I mean, that's brand new. I always hear Howie talking about, hey, I'm going to always do right by the Eagles. I mean, think about that. Big Mike. That guy came out and said, we wanted to do right by AJ. We love the player. We feel for it. Howie, that's not how you operate, dog. Okay? Agreed, Sills. How we did BS the fans with AJ. Come on. Did you hear how Mulata sounded happy AJ was gone? Jordan Mulata is now an official mouthpiece for Bob Lang. He is now the choir boy for PR media, Philadelphia Eagles. I don't believe a word out of that guy's mouth moving forward. I don't believe a word of it. You talk about Glaze Fest. There's two dudes I didn't believe yesterday. You know who they were? AJ Brown and Jordan Mulata. I didn't believe any of them. I thought AJ was full of shit with that over-the-top glazing of the Patriots. And I think Mulata in his over-the-top glazing of a guy who's never called a play in his life is ridiculous. Both of them were over the top. And I don't believe any of it. How stupid are you to believe it? You believe it, though. Wait, you believe AJ is an asshole, but Mulata going over the top about a guy who's never called a play before. He's the next Bill Walsh. Okay. He's the next Bill Walsh. The reason AJ left was because he does not respect the coach. Actually, I think the coach did the right thing. I think he did the right thing by going through Barkley. Look at the wins. You look back on that comment, Nick Sirianni did the right things. 25 wins, a Super Bowl win the last 2 years. You're 3-1 in the playoffs. Albeit the following year could have been a Super Bowl layover. You don't know. Yeah, they're annoying because they're not genuine. He's gone so over the top now to try to be a media star like Jason Kelsey. It's not genuine like it was in the beginning. You may disagree, and I don't give a shit. A lot of media hits are actually annoying. Just blind faith optimism anytime. But that's okay. But don't take it serious because that's orchestrated by the Eagle PR. I'd rather have a no comment than the BS glazing. That's exactly right. It's okay. Josh Sweat, loading. I mean, look. Hey, and I'll say this. I mean, when I listen to Mulata talk now, I don't know if it's Bob Lang talking or Jordan Mulata talking, or if there's like a printed script that he reads off of. Sills, this entire issue validates the need for a strong head coach. Dallas had Michael, Emmett had Troy with high expectations. Jimmy kept everyone in check. Nick is a barnacle. Dude, Jimmy Johnson in that locker room. Dude, you were in fear of that guy when he walked into the room. He could cut you at any moment. Everybody in that room, and this was even during when they were winning, didn't know where Jimmy was going. That guy lived on the edge. That's why he doesn't last longer than 5 years at places. Look at his coaching record. He never coached anywhere more than 5 years. You know why? He burned his ass out. Quote Mulata, the smartest guy in the room, Mannion. Can't be hard to be the smartest in that room. Oh, listen, I don't have a problem with Jordan Mulata going over the. I mean, come on, man. I heard the same shit about Kevin Patullo last year. Oh, boy. Wow. Yee. Come on, guys. Fuck. Fool me once, fool me twice. Jesus criminy. Jimmy kept everyone in check until Jerry Jones kept Jimmy in check and then fired his ass. Yeah. How's it been since? How's it been since? Hey, Sean, how's it been the last 31 years without Jimmy? How's it been, son? He checked Jimmy, right? All right. Well, how's it been the last 31 years in Dallas without him? Just curious. You got rid of the only guy that created winning for you. And now, guess what? Jimmy's checking Jerry. Hey, Jerry, you're so smart. How come you haven't done it again? Yeah, he checked him all right. He checked him into losing. Kicking the asthma kid was hilarious. I was there for that. Yeah, Vermeil was a lot like that too with Jim. Like that, yeah, like that's exactly right. Jimmy was old school, and then Jerry stepped in. How's the last 30 years doing? That's right, Charles. All the Cowboy fans keep going, yeah, well, Jerry stepped in, and he stepped on and told Jimmy what to do. Well, you've been for 31 years. You know what's funny? All you Cowboy fans, you've replaced Emmitt Smith. You've replaced Troy Aikman. You've replaced Michael Irvin. The one guy you haven't been able to replace has been Jimmy Johnson. Cowboys won their last Super Bowl with Barry Switzer, not Jimmy, who sucked in Miami with Marino. With Jimmy's dudes, and then Barry Switzer was fired when those guys started getting older. And Jimmy's entire coaching staff, Barry Switzer's been on this program and said, I made sure I didn't mess up anything that Jimmy did when he was here. And because when he got to Miami, Huizinga didn't want to trade Marino. You know nothing. Jimmy's been on his program 6 times and told you. And by the way, for the record, I love Coach Switzer. And Coach Switzer loves Big Sills. To Dan Sileo, great player and friend. Barry. Guy's my guy. I love Coach Switzer. No shade, Coach. Those were Jimmy's dudes. Didn't Troy basically stand up pissed off at how they practiced? Yeah. It's just the way this team is set up, we need to have a stronger focus on special teams. If you're going to win with D, field position and taking points when available will be huge. Yeah, you can't have that shitty kicker. So tape shows up at LT endorsing Trump at a 2024 rally. Then he wants to wear his number after, then criticizes Dark. That guy, again, show up to practice and meetings on time, Abdul Carter. Before you start acting like a leader, why don't you take care of your own business? Try not being late. Best line from Coach Switzer: whatever you do, don't hurt Thurman. You do not hurt Thurman. Kyle, when Switzer showed up in Jerry's office, he said, "Where's Jimmy?" He didn't even want the job. He didn't even want the job. By the way, Big Z's going to join us in a couple minutes. Okay. So, according to people, I know you're going to probably hate this one. Hurts was okay so far at OTAs. Not great. Threw a pick. He was okay, according to Gary Cobb. Nothing great. Yeah, I mean, can't really make anything out of anything right now. And I know some of you got butthurt on what we said about Mekhi Lemon. He's hurt. And in his first practice, he had a drop and he looked pedestrian. Gary Cobb said that. So they got a lot of work to do. And let me see something here. Here, let's go here. How many days until July 24th? You got 50 days to get all this right. 50 days. And there's my boy. Said the same shit about Petula last year. I went back and looked. He did. Seals, were you teammates with Melvin Bratton in Miami? Was Alonzo much better? Yeah. And I was. And I love both men. Melvin Bratton is great people. Melvin Bratton would have been a great football player if he didn't blow his knee out in the Orange Bowl when we won the national title. He was a great player. Blew his knee out. I think the Broncos still took him. Alonzo, if you think about it, Alonzo is the highest drafted running back we've ever had. That includes Edgerrin James, Clinton Portis, Otis Anderson, all them guys. Alonzo went number 3 overall. And he was a phenomenal player. Just phenomenal player. And he was the 3rd player taken in the 87 draft. The draft that Jerome went 9th. I think that year it went like this. Vinny number 1, Highsmith 3, Jerome 9. I want to say Winston Moss went 32. And then Greg Riccozzi went 39. And then I went 56. In the top 56 players, we had 7 guys go in the first 57 that year. I love when Sills does this. If the players were balling out, he would say, it's just practice. When have I done that? Guys in helmets and shorts? I've never said. Like, people are talking to me about Ruben Bain down in Tampa playing really well right now in helmets and shorts. So fucking what? It's helmets and shorts. When a guy's hurt and he's not able to practice and he drops a ball, that's all I reported, is what people saw when they were there. Dude, stop what? Mekhi Lemon's hurt. Is that false? Is Mekhi Lemon hurt, Prince? Yes or no? Is he hurt? Is he going to practice the rest of spring? Is he hurt? Yes or no? Let's just say it's false. Is Mekhi Lemon hurt? Yes or no? And Gary Cobb said that. Prince, is Mekhi Lemon hurt? Yes or no? I'm saying with you, it doesn't matter because you will say it's practice. Yeah. It's helmets and shorts. It's not real football. But he's hurt. Do you genuinely believe they win 8 games this year? Yes, I do. How many wins did you predict last year? 11. How many did they have last year? That's his point. I'm going to assume okay because I don't know what the point was. Heard John say it's pretty much the same looking offense, minor tweaks. If John said that, then it's just cosmetic fixes. Devontae Smith, 3 weeks for MCL sprain in July of his rookie year. Okay. What's the point? He got hurt. Don't get butt hurt. That's not what we're saying here. Sills, you aren't going to see much. I know. I've been through OTAs. I know. What are you suggesting? I never said the kid sucks. I never said he's not going to have a good year. I've never said anything. I'm talking about what other people are saying at practice. Eagles so sensitive, y'all can't say anything about the Cowboy fans. Wow. I mean, seriously, man. This is quite remarkable. Fucking moaning. Sills winning the division. Cowboys. Sills, talk me off the ledge, brother. I'm thinking the Super Bowl window's closed for years at least. Not years. You got a GM. I agree with Zander. I think you got a general manager that can wedge that window back open again because of how he operates. Yes, I agree with that. I think your Super Bowl window from 22 to 24, I think that reign's over. I think he'll create another one and open another one up. But I don't think you're a Super Bowl contending team this year. You may think so. We'll find out. On June 3rd, I don't think so. You think that. No problem. You're not a better football team today, post June 1. But you think so. That's fine. We'll agree to disagree. So when it comes to the Eagles offense, you could put lipstick on a pig and it's still just a pig. That's my take. I don't care how much motion you run. I don't care how many routes you create. I don't care how many underneath passes and checkdowns you have. I don't think it's going to matter. Seals, how come nobody asked, how come Smitty wasn't at AJ's wedding? Because everybody knows the relationship issues was between AJ and Hurts. Seals, the Eagles can't beat my Cowboys. We put 30 on them right now. I don't know about that. You don't have a better defense than the Philadelphia Eagles, dude. You do not have a better defense. You are 2 years away from having a coordinator like 2 years away. You're quite a bit away from having a coordinator like Vic and having a talented team like the Eagles have defensively. You are not defensively in that conversation. That's not true. What NFL team will surprise everyone this year? I think the Vikings. I think Kyler Murray's going to be a reclamation project quarterback this year. I don't think he's going to be spectacular, but I think he's going to be enough for them. They won 9 games with J.J. McCarthy and Carson Wentz. And I think Kyler Murray helps them. They may win 10, 11 ball games this year. So how do you measure losing A.J. talent versus A.J. distraction? Great take. Where do the Birds come out on top? I'll tell you what, I think you get more accomplished when you don't have a player like Brown's distractions. But on Sundays, do you understand? You lose AJ on Sundays, not OTAs, not training camp, not preparation, not meetings, not in the locker room. You're a better place there. Sundays, you miss AJ Brown. All of that stuff when it comes to distractions, AJ will help the team not being on a weekly distraction. You will miss AJ Brown on Sundays. You won't miss him on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You'll miss him on Sunday. Will this team be better post-Hurts? Win, not stats. We'll agree to disagree. So again, I mean, it's funny. Maybe it's just my tone or my verbiage or just being big cells. I don't know. I say someone's hurt. Gary Cobb says someone's hurt. It's like I say it. It's like, oh, the guy, Sileo said he sucks. I never said that. I've never said that. All right. Whew. You got drama in Philly as the Eagles turn, baby. Yes, sir. Soap opera every 2 o'clock right here, baby. I don't know what to believe. Let's see what my guide says. Without further ado, my friend, Bugseye, Zander Krause joins us now.
What's up, Sills? How you doing, brother?
How's it going, dude? How you feeling, man? Y'all ready to rock and roll? 50 days out to the start of training camp? You ready
I'm
to
ready
rock?
to rock and roll, man. I've never been more ready to rock and roll. Are you kidding me?
What about you making your boy being injured already?
Yeah, not a great start, but I'm not going to get all tied up about it right now. I mean, it's obviously a long way to go before the season, but not ideal. You know, I'm more concerned about this. Ready? John McMullen said this morning on our program, that guy looks nothing like Devontae Smith looked his rookie year.
Really?
He said, no, I'm not writing him off.
No, I'm not either.
Devontae was a very polished receiver coming out of college. Mekhi Lemon does not look like that.
Let me tell you this, Zander. When you're on the football field and you see a draft choice come in, you know what players say? A really good player can do this. That guy's got talent. Another guy will go, yeah, I don't know. When you see a guy and he steps on the field, you kind of know the guy's got, like when Emeka Buka stepped on the field with the Bucks, there were guys in the Buck organization that were telling me, you saw that kid was good. And now again, it's one practice, not making anything out of it. I voted for the kid for the Biletnikoff Award. I thought he was a good football player, one of the top 15 kids in this past draft.
Yeah, I just think there's a difference between like when you show up at a practice. Like
yes, there is.
Like A.J. Brown showed up at New England practice. I got news for you. Everybody in New England was like, okay, that's a wide receiver number one. You know, so I just don't. But we'll see. I mean, I'm not thrilled about the hamstring. I'm not going to be over the top about it, but you know, we'll see. He's gonna have to step up to the plate, Mekhi Lemon. You know, and we'll see if it works out for him.
How about that? I went back and watched the presser for AJ, and I went back and watched all the ham stuff that he was doing. And by the way, come on, Zander. This thing was orchestrated like it was a play on Broadway. Oh my God. I'm like, I don't believe a word of that guy. Oh my God, being a Patriot. I really had to turn the volume down. I got a little embarrassed after a while. I think he took a shit on Philly.
Well, of course he did. He took a shit on Jalen, too, with the way he talked about Drake May.
Watching film?
Yeah, watching film. He's got the great arm. He makes every throw. It's like, all right, dude. It's, you know, sometimes it gets a little tiresome. Like, I would ask fans this because being a fan is tiresome to me. It's like, don't you all see it, everybody? Yeah. AJ leaves the Eagles, and now every Philly fan wants to bash him on social media out the door. He gets traded to the Patriots, and now every Patriots fan is in every comment section telling him how much they love him. And just like the cycle of every player, the Patriots fans will eventually probably hate A.J. Brown too. Like, doesn't it get tiresome of like, we love you and then we hate you? It's so fake to me. It's so propped up on dumb on shit, but whatever. It is what it is. I guess in a way that's sports fandom. So, yeah, I mean, AJ took some shots, but it's all right. I mean, how about him? I called my mom and this place is like heaven. I'm like, all right, AJ. I mean, it's enough, dude. It's enough. You're in Boston, for crying out loud.
Right.
I mean, I don't know about heaven. You're in Boston. I avoid Boston like the plague. So, all right. But yeah, I get it. He's all fired up. We'll see. I don't know about Drake May. I mean, I like Drake May, but I could see him having a step down.
Not with that coordinator, but I think the team could.
You think Drake May's going to have a better year?
So you tell me. He had Stephon Diggs, and he threw for 4,400 yards and 30 touchdowns. Now he's got A.J. Brown and DJ Moore.
More tape on him.
And DJ Moore. And better talent around him.
Oh, did they get DJ Moore too?
Yes.
DJ Moore, I'm not a huge fan of anymore. I mean, not that I'm not a fan of the person, the player. I mean,
but wait, I'm talking about the duo. You got DJ Moore.
Yeah, he's good as a 2. He's good as a 2.
Yeah, he's a 2 guy now. So you got 2 in there now. So that's what I'm saying. And plus you got Josh McDaniels. So wait a minute. I want to go here with you too as well.
I think DJ Moore's a Jersey guy, right?
I think so, yeah.
I like him. I'm just saying as a player, like, he never really did what I thought he was going to do with the Bears. But whatever.
Well, I got to tell you this too.
No, Moore's with the Bills. You're right. I was going to say, it's silly saying that. I'm like,
wait a second. Who'd they get? They got somebody.
I don't think they got anybody, bro.
They did. They made a trade. Hold on.
You're getting me to analyze DJ Moore as a 2 in New England. The guy's in Buffalo.
Okay. Excuse me.
Guy's in Buffalo, dude.
All right. I'll tell you the guy. I messed up. Holy shit.
Oh, my gosh. Guy's in Buffalo, and you got me talking about him with New England.
A depth chart. Here he is. Oh, they got Romeo Dobbs on the other side of him.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's right. Dontavian Wicks is better.
No, he's not. Romeo Dobbs is better than Wicks. Romeo Dobbs was with Green Bay, wasn't he?
Yeah, he had 734 yards and 6 touchdowns last year and 5.
He's the guy that wears the lid, wears the cap on his head.
So they got Dobbs and A.J. Brown there.
That's not bad. That's a decent duo.
Yes. Well, here I'm going to call bullshit on another guy.
Boy, you were talking up DJ Moore. Boy, your boy better Josh Allen better get him to football, Sileo.
Well, that quarterback's a better passer than anything you've had in Philly in the last 7 years.
Who, Josh Allen?
No.
Drake May.
The Drake May.
Yeah, he's a good passer.
Here. Then I'm going to call bullshit on someone else.
Uh-oh.
Oh, my God. This Mannion guy is so fucking great. I can't believe how smart this guy. Holy shit, you would think Einstein himself came down out of the grave from Jersey and is now at the NovaCare Center fucking calling plays. I can't believe. I'm like, dude, please.
Yeah, that was a little much.
I mean, come on, Z.
That was a little much. My lot is like he would be the only guy in the room. Like, all right, I'd put Vic Fangio in the room. Thank you very much. Guy who's actually done it before, Just pump the brakes, I don't know why does everybody want the fake talk? Like, do people like to hear that from my lot? I guess they do.
Well, people want to be told what they want to hear.
I'd rather him say the dude is super bright. I mean, we got a long way to go with this offense, but he's just super bright. Yeah. You don't need to throw in he's the brightest guy in the world and whatever.
The glazed donut. You know what I mean? Hey, so are you buying into anything with this stuff with Josh Sweat?
Yeah, I could see that. I think that'd be a good setup for the Eagles.
Boy, dude, let me tell you this. If you got Josh Sweat and Jonathan Grenard.
I don't think they'd have to trade that much for him.
No.
Like what? Like a 4 or 5?
4. Yeah. Something like that.
So I was thinking.
You might not even have to give Nolan up.
No, I don't think they would give Nolan up for him.
Look at the depth you'd have if you brought him back. And he's $19 million.
Yeah. And it's probably going to be cheaper for the Eagles because I bet you the Cardinals ate up some of that money.
Yep.
In signing bonuses and stuff.
Look at this. Your edges are going to be Sweat, Grenard. Your tackles inside are going to be Carter and Davis. Your depth is going to be Hunt and Nolan Smith. You got a Jomo in there. Zander, you have the best front 7 in football if you made that move.
Well, we'd have one of them. I mean, I don't know that Josh
Texans
is
probably still better. With Will Anderson and Danielle Hunter at the edges.
I mean, if Carter plays like we think Carter's going to play, then I think you're right. But Carter needs to have a big year. I don't think there's any more excuses on Carter with the show. Like, I don't really want to hear anymore. I understand it can be a thing, but if that's going to be a thing again, then we have to recalibrate what our expectations for the player are.
So you're still expecting a contract extension for Jalen Carter, correct? This offseason?
No, not necessarily this offseason. No, I just thought it maybe this opened up the opportunity where they would do it, especially after the Myles Garrett trade. Maybe they say, all right, yeah, let's get ahead of it. But I don't think it'll come this summer. I think it's more of a next summer question, but that will complicate next summer. Like, you would think in theory they would want to do it this summer, because if Hurts plays good, if he got Hurts next summer, you got Cooper DeJean because he doesn't have a fifth-year option. Quinion you could probably push off, but they might not want to push him off. You have a Jomo, you have Nolan, you have Jalix, all of these guys. So you would think they'd want to get Carter done if they think he's going to be here. But we need Carter to ball out this year, dude. If Carter balls out this year, that defense is going to be probably one of the best defenses in football, I think.
I'm going to show you something here with the Rams. Tell me what you think. So in the era of Les Snead and Sean McVay, they've gone after and got Jalen Ramsey, Matthew Stafford. Who else have they brought in? Devontae Adams. They've brought in Myles Garrett now. They've brought in Trent McDuffie. They care and don't give a shit about draft picks, correct? They don't care. They care about proven players, right?
Well, John did point out this morning, they've hit on a lot of late-round picks. A lot. Like Braden Fisk was a second-rounder. Puka Nacua was a fifth-rounder. I think their safeties were
Cameron Kitchens.
Cam Kitchens, right? I mean, they've hit on a lot of picks in the later round, so they still have picks, but they do seem to be willing to trade the premium picks for players. That's for sure.
Do you think it's more about the fact that they're in LA that they want to have stars instead of draft picks in Los Angeles? Because
no, I think they want to
sell tickets. Well, wait, see, I mean, the Eagles do it a different way. They do it with draft picks.
Yeah, well, there's more than one way to do it,
Well, but
I think the Rams are. I mean, I don't think they play to the fans that much because it's just not that much of a sports city.
Well, that's to my point. If you just bring a draft pick in, no one's going to Ram games.
I don't think anybody's going anyway.
Okay,
maybe
so
people will go with Myles.
Maybe
people will go with Myles
Garrett. McDuffie.
Myles Garrett's going to be insane in LA. I think Eagle fans are downplaying this. Classic Eagle fan. Love you guys, but if we got Myles Garrett, we're going to win the Super Bowl. Rams get him, and they're like, who cares? He's 30. Thank God we kept Carter. Yeah, okay, everybody. I mean, yeah, like we wouldn't want Myles Garrett in Philadelphia. That's the best football player I've ever seen in my life.
I'll tell you what, I'll take plan B, though, with Sweat and Grenard. If I can't have Garrett, I would take that. I'd be all right with that.
I would too, because it goes back to that point you made earlier about you don't need an elite edge to win big. It's nice to have, but you don't need it to win big.
What do you think Jalen's biggest challenge is going to be this coming year?
Jalen's spreading the ball around. I mean, I saw this dude put up a post. I don't even know who it was. But I saw this dude put up a post, and Eagle fans are all over this thing. They're loving it. They're retweeting. They're making Instagram posts of it. And he's got this layout of basically how Jalen Hurts is going to throw for 4K yards this year. He had like 1,200 for Devontae. They were realistic numbers. It was 800 for Mekhi Lemon. I think it was like 600 for Dallas Goedert. He had like 500 for Dontavian Wicks. He had like 300. And there's like 8 people on this list getting 400 yards. And I'm like, what? That is not the way the Eagles play offense. That is not the way Jalen Hurts plays offense. Jalen's going to go to his top targets a lot more. That's fine. But what are we making I don't know. I think Jalen's toughest challenge will be spreading the ball around. And working in this new offense. Did you hear John? He's like, that's just OTA. But yesterday, all as it looked like was the same exact offense, except they were running it from under center.
Bro, it's cosmetic fixes.
Yeah. He was likening it to the new packaging, new branding.
I'm so more cemented ever on my 8-win season. I will not relent. There's no way.
I think 8's low, dude. They're a better roster than that.
I think you're overhyping the offense.
I think you're underhyping the defense.
Okay. No. I don't think the defense is going to carry the mail.
You don't think the defense can win them 9-10 games?
No.
What was my win prediction? 11 or 12?
I think you said between 11 and 12. I thought you said 11 or 12.
Yeah, I think that's where they're going to be this year.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think they're going to. I think they're going to be a little better this coming year. But people are under the impression that Barkley's going to go back to 1,500 yards, which he's never. He's had one 1,300-yard year outside of the 2,000-yard rushing year, and all of a sudden he's a 1,500-yard rusher again. Based on what? His career? That's not what's happened. But Kai Lemon's going to be an 900-yard receiver. I think that's really rich. And these other guys, what did John say about did John say anything about like when Lemon wasn't out there, what the wide receiving core looked like when you went to the guys that you have there with Devontae? How'd that thing look? Because I would tell you what, if you gave me the group of wide receivers and then you had Devontae, A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, that looks a whole little different than the names I just would mention. Did John say anything about that?
Well, I mean, he said Devontae looks good, but I mean, all you got to do is take a look at the pictures that people put up of the wide receiving corps. I mean, it's not. I see Devontae and a bunch of dudes. That's it. One guy makes a big difference in that room.
Oh, you bet.
I've been trying to tell you. Look, I know you all hate A.J. Brown now, but Eagles lost a good player, really good player.
Right. I said this before you came on. They're not going to miss his ass Tuesday through Saturday. They're going to miss him on Sundays.
Right. Now, I would agree with that.
Okay.
I would agree with that.
You're not going to get all the stupid shit during the week anymore, which is going to help you get where you need to get to.
Patriots might want to give him back to us for Tuesday through Saturdays.
Hey, I'll tell you, man. That joint practice is going to be awful, awful interesting. I'll tell you that as you move forward here. All right, so I got a couple more here for you. So Hurts was okay. Gary Cobb said he was like all right at camp. He was all right.
Yeah, I mean,
he's
in a new offense.
Okay, he was okay. It was all right. It's OTAs. It's helmets and shorts.
I know, but yeah, like, what do you want me to? Okay, Jalen didn't look good.
What did John say about that?
He didn't say much. I mean, he didn't say much about it. He threw some picks. John was ripping on him for the first pick. But you remember? Did you hear what Todd Monken said a couple weeks ago about? They had 7-on-7s and he had 2 picks or something in practice. And Todd Monken was like, which is embarrassing because 7-on-7s is for the passing, So I guess it was 7-on-7 and Jalen threw the ball and Jeremiah Trotter picked it off. And John was like, I still don't know where Jalen Hurts was throwing that football. No, I don't know. I don't really care what Jalen looks like at this point in the summer. I really don't. But he's learning a new offense. He lost his best playmaker out there. I like Devontae Smith. This is going to be an unpopular take. I got to be proven still on a wide receiver 1. I think a certified, bona fide wide receiver 1 in this league. Maybe I just got used to AJ. It looks different to me.
Yeah.
And Devontae is still really good. He's super talented. But wide receiver 1's a different beast. You're going to have multiple. You're going to have double teams a lot more. I'm not out. I love Devontae as a player.
I do too.
Being a 1 where you draw the attention of the defense, they have the game plan for you, all of these different things. That's where my concerns would lie there to some extent. But that receiving room took a hit, no doubt.
Let me give you
Wicks.
Let me give you a take on Odell Beckham. Odell Beckham had immense talent, but I never thought he was a 1.
Yeah, it's fair.
I never thought he showed the ability to be a consistent one, like a DeAndre Hopkins or a Jamar Chase or some of these other guys. Justin Jefferson is the best right now, in my opinion. And Nakua, the way he gets open in space and how physical he is when
Yeah, I
he
like
plays.
Jamar. Jamar would probably be my number one.
And there's just something different about those guys. Okay. And I look at those guys. I want to do something with you here. Let me go down the offense here.
This is an interesting point here. Zander, Nick Foles and Wentz got it done with Alshon, Aguilar, and Torrey Smith. QB1 is the reason you don't like the wide receiver room. Your point about them getting it done with a lot lesser players is certainly true. I mean, Nick Foles was throwing touchdowns to Corey Clement in the Super Bowl, folks. Glassborough's finest.
Corey Clement would be on this team's equivalent to probably Hollywood Brown.
No. He'd be like Boston Scott.
Wow.
He was an undrafted free agent who was here for like 2 or 3 years.
Okay.
I mean, I like Corey. I met him in Glassboro at the I forget what that restaurant was called. He signed one of my Eagles hats. He's an Eagle legend. He caught a touchdown pass. Don't you remember his catch? Yeah. It was a crazy catch back of the end zone.
Well, you had better arm talent on that team than you do now.
Oh, Foles could sling the rock for sure.
Foles. You know what I always thought the problem with Nick Foles was?
Consistency.
And the organizations around him. Here.
Well, that's a part of it. But like you just said.
Look. Chicago, Jacksonville, Indianapolis. And the only other place he's been that had great talent around him and an organization was Philly, right? Bro, if he doesn't – hey, what do you think would have happened if Foles – they traded Wentz and kept Foles?
I don't think it would have went well.
No?
No, I think Foles was great in that moment. I don't know that he was ever going to be –
the following year, he almost got you to another NFC title game.
Well, yeah, but you just said something about Odell. Like, that's kind of how I see Foles.
Okay. Yeah, Odell Beckham, I never thought was
talented dude, but he's not going to be your quarterback one for a long period of time. That's a different skill set.
Dallas Goedert this year for me will be this. I'll take 59 catches for 600 yards and about 6 picks or 6 touchdowns. What do you think?
How many yards? 600?
659 catches, 6 touchdowns.
That sounds pretty good. Maybe a little more touchdowns. They kind of like using him in the red zone, but I think the yardage is right around on the money.
I'll save Devontae for last. Wicks. I'll say Wicks is 40 catches for 500.
What's he going to be?
He's going to be a wide receiver 3.
All right, so 400 yards, 300 yards?
No, 40 catches and about 400 yards.
Yeah, give me like 350. I mean, I don't know. How many yards did Jahan Dotson have?
Let's see. What did he have last
year? Jahan Dotson had 200.
So that number's high.
Guy had 36 targets, 18 catches.
Okay, well, you're going to need this, aren't you? With this
presumably. I mean, the loss of AJ has to be made up somewhere.
That's right.
So, yeah, maybe it goes up a tick. But, again, are you relying on Hurts spreading the ball all over the yard?
Well, this is what I'm going at here. I'll save Devontae again for last. What do you think Hollywood Brown comes in at? Oh, no, what do you think Mekhi Lemon comes in at?
Well, considering Devontae Smith was a wide receiver 1 his rookie year, I think that actually helps Lemon because he doesn't have to deal with being the main guy. I think 750. Wow. 750 to 8 would be a great season for him.
I got 55 catches for 600 yards.
That's probably. I mean, that's not far off. I don't think that's a bad. I don't think it's a bad prediction. I just think they're going to have to give it to him more, so he's going to get a little bit more than that.
I agree.
758 is where I'm at with that.
So I got 1,600 yards passing so far. What do you think Hollywood Brown, because you brought him in, what do you think Hollywood Brown does? 30 catches?
Dude, right now you have 70 catches between wide receiver 3 and 4.
Yeah.
No, Sills.
Okay.
Sills.
I'm trying to figure it out. Where you're going
All right, I'm going to help you.
What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to figure out where you're making up the production.
I just want to try and be as close to
right. Look, I'm adding it up here. I'm trying to figure it out here. I'm like, where are you making this production?
Wide receiver between wide receiver 3 and 4 last year. There was 27 total receptions.
I have 25 catches. And I've got
I'm saying 3 and 4 combined last year.
Yeah, I know.
Goddard had 60 catches.
Yeah.
And Saquon Barkley had 37 catches.
Okay, so Barkley, the running back, is going to have you think that number? Well, it's got to go up. So Barkley's got to have more than 30, right?
You would think. I mean, that's my problem with the whole thing. It's like, listen to this yards. Devontae Smith, 1,008. A.J. Brown, 1,003. Big drop. Dallas Goedert, 591. Saquon Barkley, 273. Jahan Dotson, 262. And then 92, 76, 56, 4. That's 5 dudes right there. And the bottom 2 of the 5 are under 300 yards each. Where are people coming up with that we have 5 guys getting 500 plus yards of offense? I don't see that.
And 78 catches. You got to split the 7. That's why I'm going like this. Here, look. Okay. All right. I got 59 and 600 for Goddard. So there's 59 catches and 6. Okay. I got to make up 78 catches and 1,000 yards and 7 touchdowns with these guys. Okay. So Wicks is going to have, here's a Wicks guy. Wicks is going to have 40 catches. So that's 9. That's 99. And 400, that's 1,000. And that's 9 touchdowns.
How many attempts are you expecting Hurts to have next year?
Oh, he's got to be 550.
Oh, Sills. 550?
Okay. With a new offense and 5 wideouts and 2 first-rounders and a second, and you're going to throw the ball as many times?
550
Especially
is a lot.
if your run game struggles.
550 would be a career high.
I think the most he's ever thrown for is 548.
538. Good call.
538. Okay.
538 in 2023.
Right.
23 touchdowns, 15 picks, 38-58 in yardage.
Well, who's making up the 78, the almost 80 catches and 1,000 yards and 7 touchdowns?
Yeah, and 120 targets for AJ.
And 100. You're going to spread the targets out to who? Okay, now wait. There's another way of looking at this. Are you going to give Devontae Smith the bulk of these targets?
I think Devontae goes to 140 targets. Is that fair? Last year he had 113. AJ had 121. Devontae goes to 140. Mekhi Lemon comes in at 80 to 90. Dallas Goedert comes in at 80. Saquon at 60. Wicks and the other guys at 50 a pop.
Well, let me ask you, aren't you turning the offense back into the same thing you're trying to get away from if you're loading up the targets on one guy again?
Well, I just think the offense is going to look like Jalen Hurts' offense still.
What's that?
John brought up a great point. He's
What's that?
The offense that it's been.
Okay.
With slight variation.
The variation, trying to spread it around more?
A little bit more lipstick on it.
Oh.
Like John brought up a point.
No, you think it's more cosmetic than it is.
He's
actual production.
If you look across the history of the league, though, offenses always revolve around the quarterback. When Tom Brady went from New England to Tampa Bay, they took his offense. When Peyton Manning went from Indianapolis to Denver, they took his offense. There's still going to be the Jalen Hurts offense. He's the quarterback of the team. So I just don't think they're going to come in here and turn him into a completely different player. I'm basically off that at this point. I don't know how they would do that.
Okay, so since AJ's been these were questions I wish that they had asked at the presser about AJ not being here, because I think this is a fair question. So AJ Brown had 145 targets, 158, had 100, and then he had 121, 97, then 121. Roughly, if you're looking at it, you're talking about he missed some ball games in 24. He missed some ball games last year. You're talking about a guy who probably got around 139, 40 targets a year since he's been an Eagle. You think Devontae Smith can hold up with 140 some odd targets?
I think Devontae can hold up. Yeah, I do. I think the bigger concern there is, how does he handle all the double teams? Think about what we just laid out. Like
140 targets, handling double teams. You think he can handle that?
I think he physically, yeah. Production-wise, we're gonna have to see. I think physically he'll be all right. I think he's a tough guy to do.
Physically and production-wise, we still don't know if he can be that.
Physically, I think he will be all right.
Okay.
I'm saying production-wise, I'm not sure.
What's to stop a D coordinator from doing this? All I got to do is jam that guy. Those other guys ain't beat.
That's what they're going to do.
Aren't you back in the same conversation that we just had about you being the normal team that you've been the last 5 years? What's changed? Putting him under center?
Yeah. And the run game, maybe.
Well, that's the run. Okay. The Barkley being the factor again.
Yeah, and the outside zone. I mean, I think they are going to do a lot more of that. So if
the Barkley moves the sticks, the offense works. If he doesn't, it won't. That's what this is on this year, right? Because Barkley couldn't move the sticks last year. If he moves the sticks, this offense works.
I think. I mean, I don't know. I'm speculating, man. It's fucking June here. I don't know I don't know. I think if Saquon has a good year, yes, a lot of things will work a lot better. But that's going to be a problem, right?
Of course it is.
The year's going to get to an end. Jalen's going to have a say-so year, regular year, 3,400 yards, 64%, 66% completions.
Who he is.
18, 19, 20, 21 touchdowns. And everyone's going to say, well, should they pay him or should they not? That's what you don't want. You want to know your answer.
I already know the answer.
You know the answer, but I don't know what the Eagles think.
Oh, I think the Eagles with that 28 pick know what the answer is. You know what the king of Howie, you know what Howie is so good at?
I was thinking that.
In 2020.
You said the same thing about them doing it with
listen.
The other pick.
With who?
Well, I guess they tried.
How about this?
Watson and Wilson.
I remember something when Howie was doubled when Jalen went into the 2022 season. The big comment coming out of the 21 year was, "Is Hurts the guy?" You remember what Howie did in the 22 draft? Howie Roseman went out and got another one. He had 2 1s. Hurts had a great 2022, and they pivoted because Hurts had that year. You agree with me? I asked you this before, and I'll ask you again. Hurts ain't been the same quarterback since 22.
No. I think there's a lot of different reasons for that, but no, he has not.
And Barkley being the main one, right?
Barkley being one. I mean, yeah, I think the offense. I mean, yeah, I agree. He hasn't been in the MVP conversation. 23, I think he was through week 12, but everyone still likes to tell me Brian Johnson was like the dumbest person on planet Earth, which he wasn't. But
what do you make of all the gossip going around your football team right now?
You love it. It's you. Love shit.
Hey, all I'm doing. What do you make of all this gossip going around your football team right now?
I'm tired. Can you tell? I'm tired of it.
Oh no, I can tell you're completely.
I'm tired of a lot of shit right now. I'm really tired of this gossip.
I know the Big C aggravation line. I can see it on his forehead right now. Okay. I can see it on him right now. What do you
I'm
make of
sitting
all
outside tonight with a fat cigar, so that's what I'm doing tonight. Smoke away some of this drama in Eagle Land. Smoke a nice stogie. I'm gonna go Deadwood Estates, Drew Estates, Deadwood Tobacco. Give me a nice leather rose or a sweet Jane. What do I make of the drama where the Cowboys with success?
See, I'll look at it this way with you with Jalen and with Reddit. I personally think it went down like this. I think AJ had a problem with Hurts with this way. Maybe there was something. I heard your guy Mike Gill today. Maybe there was something to do with the banging on the side. And Hurts wanted nothing to do with that. What I think the main problem was a football issue. You know what it was? That besides that thing with the chick and Nick and Jalen going along with Nick's way of how you want to win games with Saquon Barkley and not wanting to win with A.J. Brown, Eagle split this team up. And let me point out Eagle to you. Name me another. I'll give it to you. You think Jimmy Johnson and Jerry Jones had ego?
Yep.
Do you think that Tom Brady and Bill Belichick had ego?
Yep.
I'll give you Michael Jordan and Jerry Krause. It split that Bulls team up. They ended that run. I think AJ got tired when Jalen did this. I'm going with Nick. And Nick's right to go with Barkley. In the end, Jalen's right and Nick are right. I don't think AJ could handle it. AJ didn't want to win that way anymore. And I believe this, Zander. It may be a shitty take. You tell me. I think last year he gave you a half-ass effort because
I do. I agree.
I think from week one, though, it was a half-ass effort.
Which is kind of a bad show of character.
Complete. But doesn't it show up again in his pre-draft profile and what kind of guy he is?
It does. So will he be all jacked up to be in New England for a year or two?
That's why you're going to get the best out of him for about 24 games. Then you're going to see the old man come back in, reeking in there and start coming back in. And then pretty soon you're going to have Patriot guys going, what do we do? And you know what they're going to do? They're going to ship his ass out like they did Moss.
Exactly. 31 with a bum knee. He'll be shooters in here crying the blues because he's a Patriots fan and they picked up AJ. You watch. Just like Eagle fans have turned. By the way, you nailed that. All of you will turn on AJ. All last year, we're not trading AJ, Sileo. You're dumb as shit. Blah, 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 blah. Sileo said, you guys will all turn on AJ. Boom. That's what's happened every single
Totally.
Every single one. It's like clockwork. It's too easy to predict at this point.
Oh, no, it is. They're very predictable. And you know what I predict AJ will be? In about 25 months, AJ Brown will be a wide receiver in Carolina.
Why that actually sounds like it could be possible.
Oh, where's Stephon Diggs right now?
I don't know, but AJ Brown's better than Stephon Diggs. Where's Devontae Adams right now?
We'll see. Well, he led the NFL in receptions last year. He had Matthew Stafford, but he's
receiving, not receptions.
Devontae Adams has not been at what?
Receiving touchdowns, right?
Yeah, but you know what? Devontae Adams has not been a headache.
No, he's not.
Isn't it funny, Zander? I called this guy for like 3 years ago or 4 years ago. I called him AJ Owens, and everybody kept telling me how much I was like misunderstanding him. And I'm like, I'm not misunderstanding that guy. I've fucking seen that guy. I know who that guy is. And he's no, he's not
really,
that guy.
I am that guy. You can't fool me.
you can't fool a guy who is that guy. I mean, yeah, I know that guy. I fucking know that guy, dude.
You know what I'm pissed at? I'm pissed at it just feels like I love the Rams going in for it, man. Like when you got a shot in life, you got to take it.
Yep.
It goes for everything. You have a shot in life, you take it. You know, or you sit there and you live with the results and you live with the regret.
I can't believe Les Snead out-efforted Howie in that move. I can't believe that.
Somebody said it's Mary Kay Cabot. You know her from
Cleveland? From Cleveland.
She tweeted out that the Eagles or the Browns had no interest in Jalen Carter.
Huh. Okay.
Not that they didn't offer him, that they didn't want him.
Yeah, I kind of know they offered him.
Well, let me see. Let me go see, because I think somebody shared it up today, what Mary Kay Cabot did. I'll read you her tweet.
Yeah, but that's not an indictment on Carter. The preference was edge.
Eagles never made a play for Browns DE Myles Garrett, and there's zero chance they would have wanted DT Jalen Carter in return.
Well, they were in the conversation to get Garrett. Is she
Apparently
saying
not.
they weren't?
She's saying they weren't. It's not going to work.
Jeremy Fowler says the opposite. So I don't know. Maybe one of them's right.
Everybody, yeah, all these reporters.
Or you know what? Maybe you can have a little bit of both. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, I think the Eagles were.
Tell me if you got a guy like Myles Garrett on the block and you know that there's a conversation going on and he could be dealt, how he's not going to be in that conversation?
I think there's a difference between having a conversation and being in play. Right? I mean,
yeah. But I do think that the Browns wanted it. By the way, did you see fucking Jared Verse get off that airplane? I didn't realize how big he was.
He's a beast of a player.
Dude, he is a large human, man.
I mean, Cleveland got a good player back.
Man, he come off that airplane. I'm like, that's Jared Verse. The guy looks like he's 6'5", 275. I mean, that's an edge guy. I couldn't believe how big he was. He's bigger than Garrett, actually. And Garrett's no small dude himself.
No, he's not.
You watch, Zander. Couple years, the Browns are going to be very glad they got Jared Verse.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I think the Rams will be pretty glad they got Myles Garrett.
Man. Boy. You think you could beat the Rams right now?
Yeah, you can win any game. Absolutely. But I think the Rams are going to win this year. And what is it, week 4?
Week 4. Wow. What a
Jalen Hurts. I know everybody says we got the Rams number. Jalen Hurts has never had Myles Garrett chasing after him. Not versus that team. That's going to be a tough game. That's a good team. I know Eagle fans will never want to admit it because they prefer to talk themselves into delusions. That's a really good football team.
There's Michael Parsons, and then there's him. Dude, you hear Lane talking about Myles Garrett?
Garrett's the best player by far.
He is the best player.
Dude. I don't even think it's close.
Let's read some supers. Guys, we appreciate you here. By the way, I can't thank you enough. You know, my DMs this week, you talked this thing out of here. You talked him. I go, I didn't do shit. Your pizza did. I'm going like, whoa. AJ made this happen.
Or have become emotional cispots.
You know what though? I don't mind when people have that much passion.
Yeah, but I don't like emotional cispots. Don't be a cispot. If you're going to be a cispot, then I don't want to talk to you. I mean, who wants to talk to a cispot?
I'll see right now kind of mood you're in, right?
Yeah, exactly. Mac is open, says, would it be fair to say the Patriots have the easiest division to play in and win every year compared to most?
No, the Buccaneers do.
I got the Saints in the South.
I think that NFC South blows, but
I think the Saints win it this year.
Okay. With Tyler Shook. Okay. I happen to think the AFC East, though, does blow.
Look at NJ. Our wide receiver 3 will finish with 65 yards. You know what I'm saying? 65
look at this guy.
Might be rich. 65 large.
Look at him there.
They don't spread the ball around. Why are people? Do you think they're going to spread the ball around?
No. Oh, I think they're going to try that. They're going to can that. Here's what I think happens. They're going to try to go into center. By the middle of the season, they'll start going back in shotgun. They'll try to run that stretch play. Listen. So what's Sean Mannion's answer if that shit goes south? Do you think he's going to pull a...
Oh, everybody will blame Mannion again. Another coordinator. Another one. They all suck. Every single coordinator ever in Philadelphia history, except for the ones that won the Super Bowl, sucks, right, everybody? No. The players will have to be accountable. That's what it will be.
Hey, I like this one here, dude. Who wins this?
Garrett, stop.
Mulata had problems with Aiden Hutchinson last year.
Yeah, and Garrett's better than Aiden Hutchinson. I think Garrett gave Lane Johnson a bunch of problems last year at the joint practice, didn't he?
Yeah, he said it.
Yeah,
He said, that's a man.
It's Myles Garrett. You don't block him. You delay him for a couple seconds if you can. You don't block him.
Hey, what do you make of the comments that Sean McVay said today that Aaron Donald may be coming back?
I saw that. That'd be pretty crazy. I mean, do you think he'd be really still good? He's definitely still physically. I mean,
I saw him put 500 pounds up the other
day. Yeah, but powerlifting is different than football.
Yeah, totally.
You know,
would he have the football condition? No, but
for a couple plays a game, he could probably wreck a game.
Would you put him in there on third down?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Put him in there for 20 snaps a game.
Aaron Donald's going to come back, dude.
You think so?
Yeah,
that'd be pretty cool. I'd welcome it because I want to see Aaron Donald again.
Aaron Donald against Tyler Steen.
He left too early, Aaron Donald. I wish he didn't. Yeah, I wish he didn't.
When he left, he was an all-pro.
Whenever you have a player that great, it's always sad when they hang it up early because you're just like, they're so fun to watch and so good.
Yeah, some of those guys, though, you know what they don't want to do? They don't want to limp out. They want to walk out.
Yeah, that's true. That's what he did. Remember after they won, right?
Yeah. He wanted to walk out, not limp out.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So that would be good. My lot of Garrett. I'm taking Garrett though. I'm taking Garrett over any tackle in the league.
You think Stafford puts up the same type of year he did a year ago?
Yeah, I do.
With a better defense. Now he's got a better defense too.
I think Stafford's approaching like late Brady territory. Where like might not have looked as good, but like Brady was getting his yards. Like how many yards did Brady throw for in his final year in his career?
Bro, Brady threw for 700 attempts or some shit.
Yeah, his final year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 733 attempts. That was the most of his career ever. He threw for 4,700 yards. The year prior, he threw for 5,300.
Look how old he was.
Tom Brady damn near never threw for under 4K, man. I wish we had a different offense. I know you guys love Jalen Hurts, but I wish we had a different offense. I would love to watch some offensive football like this.
Just throw the
200, 4,800, 4,400, 4,400, 4,700, 4,600, 4,400.
Those are in his 40s.
53, 47. It's like, holy shit, this guy. Wait, listen to the touchdown numbers. 43, 40, 29, 32, 36, 33, 34, 39, 36, 50. Oh, my golly.
That's in a 10-year span.
Jalen's throwing what, 18 touchdowns a year?
About 20. About 20 touchdowns.
I'm sorry, guys. I admit it. This is not my preference.
Hold on for a second. Before you go, I gotta read you a text that I got from Holmes.
I'm happy Holmes checked in after I said that. Hopefully he wasn't listening to me.
Hold on for a second.
He'll be shitting on our offense too.
So wait a minute. Let's see if I got Holmes in here. Let me see here. Here it is.
Aren't we just a boring ass offense though, dude? Like,
oh, completely.
Even if they win, I mean, I get it. You want to win, obviously, but man, they're a boring offense. They really are.
Wait, just to piss everyone and Eagle fans off in here. Ready? I go, Mark. Hey, you coming on? Is this really a question? Super Bowl window closed. How he got his pants pulled down and bent over. That's how Cowboy fans right now are seeing it. Damn. Hey, so wait a minute here. How much has the gap closed between the Cowboys and the Eagles without AJ now? The Cowboys clearly have a better offense than Philly.
Well, they had a better offense than Philly with AJ.
Correct. You've got the better D.
Their defense, we got to see. I mean, have they really? I mean, they drafted a guy, a rookie player, and they're like, yeah,
I'm not glad.
It's like, all right, let's see. Let's still see. So I don't know if their defense is, Swiss cheese or a Sev. They used to say that in hockey. You know that in the movie. What's up, you Sev?
Yeah.
If they're a sieve again, or however the hell you say that word,
It is
Yeah,
Sims.
well, they're not going to be that good, but I think they'll be pretty good. I mean, look, I had the Cowboys winning some football games this year, but
I
Sean
got the
Mannion,
Cowboys winning the East this year.
I know you do. I don't have them winning the East. I have them getting to the playoffs this year, and once again, just having an all-time flop. Maybe a couple picks for Dak.
So let me ask you here before you go: are the Eagles a one and done team?
The Eagles, dude. Can I see him take the field?
All right.
You're trying to get me on record right now with Holmes in the green room.
Now. It's an 8.
Look, Holmes has his clipper up. He's ready to pull a clip of anything he needs.
Listen here. This guy is he's like SpaceX.
He's like the ultimate clipper.
He's ready for liftoff. And get this, because I think he's going to try to come off the top rope on Philly 500.
Oh, I'm depressed after looking at those Tom Brady yards. It's really rubbing it in my face.
You see Dak's yards?
What are they? Let's check them out.
Take a look at Dak's yards before you go.
Yeah, but Brady didn't have empty yards. That's why he's fun to use, because he actually won. Dak he's great, but they're not a winning football team. At least when you're talking about winning big.
Yeah.
Pretty impressive, though. But, dude, this is Dak. 4,900, then 1,800 because he missed a bunch of games. 4,400, then 2,800. 4,500, then 1,900. 4,500 last year. Now he's going to go back to what, $2,000 because he's going to miss 10 games? I mean, the guys, it's up and down.
Year. Holmes.
Every other year. It's what it is. This is
Every
a down
year,
year for
Holmes.
This is a down year for Dakota.
Oh,
well, I don't know. He's fresh off dumping his chick a couple weeks before the wedding.
Oh, damn. There you go.
He might be feeling some juice. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Boy, I'll tell you what, Big Z. There's been a lot of news. A.J. Brown leaving. There's kind of Cowboy drama. Cowboys are sitting back in the weeds wondering what in the hell is going on in Philadelphia. Big Z, I will tell you, make Johnny Mac talk about that damn Hassan Reddick and that damn thing going on with AJ. He won't do it.
He thinks it's BS.
Well, it is bullshit.
All right, get me out of here, dude. I'm done. I was already in a shitty mood. Now you're rubbing it in.
Hey. You make sure you get everything together. Make sure you're all good. Big Z, I want you.
Wait, did we miss a super?
We did.
Prime Lane could lock up Garrett. I think so. I think it'd be I think it's one of those battles where Garrett would get him and Lane would get him sometimes. That's right. And that's just great players, right?
That's right. Do it. He's not well, yeah, that's exactly right. It'd be all about home field advantage. Those two dudes are as good as it gets with each other. I'm surprised the Cowboys weren't in on that Myles Garrett thing.
Yeah, I was too. All right, so it's good show.
Big Z, I appreciate you, bro. See you soon, man. We'll see you in the morning on Birds 365.
Later, dude.
Boy, I got to tell you, man, I sent Mark Holmes I sent him a text. He says, "Are you fucking crazy? Super Bowl window closed." He even said, "I doubt Philly 500 will even show." He can't show his face. He was still holding out hope that A.J. Brown was going to be a Philadelphia Eagle. Hey, by the way, before I get Mark Holmes on here, Mekhi Lemon's hurt already? Damn! What is going on in Phillyville? Mark Holmes' guys are just sitting back. And I do have the Dallas Cowboys winning the NFC East. I think the Dallas Cowboys have actually closed the gap. Now, I'll make this point. I think the Eagles have the better D. And I think the Cowboys have the better O. This is going to come down to coaching. Who's got the better coordinators on both sides of the ball? Eagles have Vic. And you've got a first-year play caller that's never done jack shit. And Sean Million. I think he's from the north of France. Shawnee Mignon. What do you think? Now, listen, I'm going to give a couple minutes here to Philly 500, but I got to tell you, man, Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles is going to be awful interesting this year. And I can't wait to hear this. That guy, Mekhi Lemon's hurt already? Shit. Without further ado, I got to tell Philly, he just pops in the green room here. Mark Holmes. Philadelphia Eagles Super Bowl window is closed. Without further ado, the man who's been waiting for a moment like this the entire offseason, one of the top creators for content for the Dallas Cowboys, he is our friend, Mark Holmes joins us. And how you doing? And without further ado, the man, the myth, the legend, the outlaw himself, Philly 500 joins us now. How you doing, bro?
Look at that, Mark! Look at that, baby!
Super Bowl window fucking slammed.
Bullshit. Bullshit.
Okay, Mark. First and
Yes,
foremost,
brother. What do you want, brother? Look,
Okay.
I want you to know.
Give me your
What
overall
are you going to
take
do?
of A.J. Brown not being a Philadelphia Eagle. How much does that hurt and devastate?
Well, brother, I got to say that I can't believe a piece of ass destroyed a Super Bowl juggernaut that literally a threesome, or excuse me, a love triangle destroyed the Eagles. Are you serious? I want to say congratulations, Philadelphia. You have taken the drama title from the Dallas Cowboys. You are it. You are it.
Philly, you're
What an indictment on his own team. What an indictment. All week, this guy's making videos about the Eagles, and he doesn't realize that he's taking shots at his own quarterback. Why? Well, Kellen Moore, he can't win the playoffs. Dak can't win with him. How is Jalen Hurts going to do it? He does it. Then it's, the Dallas Cowboys, they can't win. Not with all this craziness going on. Not with all this drama going on. What did Jalen Hurts do during that drama? What did Jalen Hurts do while it was going on? He won. So once again, Mark indicts his quarterback because Jalen Hurts can do what Dak doesn't do, even in spite of any situation. So thank you, Mark, for indicting your quarterback and proving my point. That's why I'm wearing the ring. That's why we got the glasses, because I'm winning again, baby. I'm winning again.
Actually, can you take off the glasses so we can see your swollen eyes from you crying like a little bitch?
Nope. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, poor Dak. Dak, we can't win without that draw. I'll take the glasses. I know you want to see my beautiful eyes.
There you go,
That's
Denzel.
right.
There you go.
Sick mother humper. You want to see these beautiful eyes. But let me tell you.
Philly, wait a minute. I want to get your
don't
takeaway.
work, buddy. It don't work.
Philly, I want your takeaway now on the exit of A.J. Brown.
Oh, boy. That's let me say this. Like, in all seriousness, if what went on, it's absolutely insane, dude. You know, and I actually tend to believe it because it's like the only thing that makes any sense. And then in my opinion, when you look at the behavior, I think the last few days of A.J. Brown in New England, it's just been bizarre. It's just been really weird. So, it's definitely,
Philly, I blame Nick.
It's crazy.
And I'll tell you why.
I think you got to somewhat.
I blame Nick because, hey, Mark, I blame Nick because if this is Mr. Locker Room and this is all the bullshit that goes on in his locker room, the thing they do is they move Reddick and move his ass, and then they turn around and all of a sudden now you got a situation like that. I also happen to think once they got Barkley in the building and they decided to win the way through Barkley and not through the passing, in my opinion, I think that wore him out a little bit. So, Mark, I would tell you this, man. This has got to be on Nick Sirianni. No, Philly, it's on Nick Sirianni.
Could be. Well, somebody's got a squeaking in the background there. I think, are you trying to call home or something there, Philly 500? What's going on?
I got a vacuum cleaner going on in the background, but other than that.
Oh, okay. Well, I would definitely hear it in my ear here. But here's what I'm going to say. One thing the Dallas Cowboys tried to do, what Brian Schottenheimer said, he was looking for the locker room to be different. We got rid of Micah Parsons. We ended up getting rid of Diggs. You got rid of all the guys that seem to be locker room cancers. Apparently, I guess the Eagles have been working on that with Hassan Reddick and now A.J. Brown. The question is, can that locker room heal? That's pretty devastating. And having to answer these questions over and over and over again and basically seeing A.J. Brown throwing this shit in your face about how happy he is to be out of there, it's kind of crazy.
Do you believe it, Philly? Do you believe all that drama behind the scenes?
Yeah, I do. I do actually. I think there's something to it. I mean, the whole thing has been so weird. Is there still a high pitched sound?
A little, but you're good. Go ahead. You're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it's like, yeah, I definitely think there's something to it. I just do, because nothing else seemed to make any sense. So, to me, it seems like, yeah, there's something to this whole thing with the chick and the Gamar and all that stuff. It definitely seems to be something to it.
Here's something that I'm going to say to you here too. Hey, Mark, that bullshit that A.J. Brown went up there to Philadelphia and went up to New England going, oh my God, I know this ain't heaven, but it's the closest thing I've ever seen. Hey, did you see also too, this guy, he studies game film. Did you see the arm on that quarterback, Drake May? And then I turn around and I get that same bullshit from Jordan Mailata going, oh my God, Einstein's in the building, a.k.a. Sean Mannion. I mean, you got so much bullshit going on right now between everything going on. And the Cowboys have had zero drama. And this is the first time I remember that you've had zero drama in your locker room. Right?
Without a doubt. What you're seeing here in Philadelphia that you're not used to, that's just a regular offseason for the Cowboys. But seriously. And, I got Eagle fans that are coming back at me and saying, oh, well, all the stuff that you had. Yeah, we did have a lot of stuff in the past, but it seems like they've gone through and they've cleaned it up and they shipped it all to Philadelphia. You asked a couple of months ago, are the Dallas Cowboys closing the gap with the Eagles? Okay, I didn't say we passed the Eagles, but you have to say we got a little bit closer, and the drama that everything else is going in there. And now Mekhi Lemon pulled a hamstring in practice. You got A.J. Brown gone. You can't tell me that your team is not in worse shape today than it was on Sunday.
Philly, do you think your offense is worse than it was pre-June 1 today?
I mean, we talked about this before. If you're going to lose A.J. Brown, a talent like him, you can't sit there on paper and say you're as talented right now today as you were. But that doesn't mean anything in terms of next year, because we don't know how they are going to be on offense. They could still end up being a better offensive unit than they were a year ago. Time will tell.
Do you think that Pickens or CeeDee Lamb has the year in Dallas this coming year? Who has a better season in your opinion, Pickens or Lamb?
Pickens.
Why
Pickens
Pickens?
got more reason to. Okay, everybody's tried to make the whole thing up that he's gonna, now sit out now if he signed the franchise tag, but all he has to do is be a solid citizen for a year, and the money is just going to be flowing. If he goes back to back really good seasons, bro, he's going to bust the bank. If he ends up being he's losing multiple millions of dollars.
Philly, do you believe that Mekhi Lemon is going to replace Devontae Smith's production when coming out of college? I don't think anybody thinks Mekhi Lemon is Devontae Smith. That's Devontae Smith is a really – I don't want to indict Devontae Smith and go, well, Mekhi Leonard's the same talent. I don't think you even believe that. You don't think he's the same talent, do you?
No. I think he could be a good player. I don't know that I consider him.
By the way, I do too. My question is, where are you getting these 80 catches and this 1,000 yard in making up for this? Where are you going to get that production? Who's making it up?
Well, I don't think one guy is going to make it up, Sills. You're going to have to make it up as a unit. Like, I think you got, in my opinion, actually, if you take A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith and you look at the rest of the receivers, I actually think they're deeper, like 3 through 5, than they were a year ago. So those guys somebody's going to have to step up, but I don't think it's something that you just are going to replace with one guy. It has to be done by a team. But I tell you this, if they get better offensive coaching than they had last year, I think that's going to make up for a lot of it. I really do.
I'm really interested to see the year Dak has this season. I really am. What kind of year do you believe Dak Prescott's having in 26?
Hopefully the way you guys looked at it before, where Dak has a great season and gets injured and cuts his numbers down. I hope that's not the case. I'm hoping that we have a much more balanced team where our team actually gives them some easy takeaways, easy scores and stuff, and that hopefully he doesn't have to throw for 4,500. I'm hoping he's throwing for like 3,800 yards, and our running game is up there, and our defense is actually shutting people down. When you start getting into 4,500 or 5,000 yards, it's because you're either behind a whole hell of a lot or you have no running game, and that's not a winning formula for football.
Do you think you can finish top 15 in defense this year?
If the Cowboys make another move, it's possible, but we still have a lot of question marks that are here. Who's going to be the green dot? Linebacker. I still think that's a weakness. Will Rashawn Gary be good enough as far as our edge rusher, or will Donovan EZ be good enough, or will the Cowboys actually try and make another move? We seem to keep making moves and calls for people, but we can't seem to close any deals. Allegedly, the Cowboys had called in about Myles Garrett, but of course they lost out on that one. They lost out on Max Crosby, of course, so that was no fault of their own, but Baltimore had him. We've heard that he talked to Josh Sweat, and that didn't go real well. So the problem is are they going to be able to get anybody who's really going to move the needle?
You know what, Philly? I didn't hate that they got a 1. I hated when they got the 1. I mean, 2 years from now and a 5th next year doesn't help your football team in two seasons. Doesn't help you now, and it doesn't help you next year. You get no recovery of a player. Look at what the Rams did. The Rams got a player in the trade, and look at what the Browns did. The Browns got verse and future. My question is listen, I get it's a 1, and I think that's great. A 1 and a 5, but in the 2028 draft. I mean, make that make sense for me, how you make your football team better when you've got so many people in the next 2 years that you might be replacing. Are you happy with what they got?
Better than what? Then what's the other alternative? With a third round, a second and a third in 2027? No, I'd rather have the first round pick, because the first round pick in 2028 is an asset that I can use in 2027 if I need to. That's how I look at it. So if I need to go get up in the first round, or I need to go come back into the first round, or I need to trade for something, I got that 2028 first round pick as an asset there. Not to mention, you don't know what's going to happen 2 years out. What if New England has a really bad year in 2 years? You never know. And I think until you know what you're picking, I don't see how you can make a judgment on it.
The only way, Mark, you tell me if you agree or disagree. The only way that I'm using that 2028 pick for 27 is if I'm changing the fucking quarterback.
Boom,
I'm not doing it for an edge rusher. I'm not doing it for a linebacker or a offensive tackle. I'm only doing that if it's a quarterback. So to sit there and say that I'm going to use the 28 pick in 27 for what? To go get an OT? I mean, or if you're going to trade for an established player.
Well, why not? go out and get an offensive tackle or another corner.
You're gonna move up. You're gonna move up in the draft to get an OT. If you guys think you're gonna be as good as you are,
I don't know. I don't know.
If you think you're going to be as good as you are, you win the Super Bowl. Let's say the Eagles win the Super Bowl and you're the 32nd player, 32nd team in the draft order next year. You're telling me down there at 32, you're going to move up by trading an offense, a pick in 28 away to go get an OT?
I ain't saying necessarily in 2027. I'm saying it gives you leverage to do something like that if you want to do it. You don't know who's going to be available that they may want or they may need to fit. It doesn't necessarily have to be a quarterback, and it doesn't necessarily have to be in 2027. The point is that no matter what you look at it, how you look at it, that's a first-round pick in down the road within the next few years. It's a first-round pick. So to me, I don't necessarily look at it as much. Of course, 2027 first would have been nice because of what they're saying about this draft class, but 2028 first-round pick, I think, is not as bad as you're making it out to seem. I think it's still a first-round pick.
What I'm saying to you is that to sit there and say that, or anybody to say that, and you're not the only one, though, by the way, to sit there and say that, well, I'm going to take that 28 pick and I'm going to move up in the draft to go get what?
You might not have to. What if in 2 years, right? Because everything is, what if this bad thing happens and what if this bad thing happens? What if in 2 years that New England has a horrendous season and it becomes a top 5 pick? Then what?
No.
Then what? So you can do that
this year. Everyone's saying this year that the Patriots are going to have a down year. Okay, and then the following season they're going to get a lesser schedule and they'll have a better year for the 28. Hey, listen, like I said, do you really believe Howie Roseman would take a 28 future first-round pick to move up and get a positional player?
I don't know necessarily if you can move up to get a positional player. Like, I don't know who we're talking. It depends who we're talking about. I've seen him go ahead and I've seen him take a first-round pick and trade for an established player before. He could be willing to do that. He did that with Jason Peters. Yeah. Okay, so he's done that before. He did get the extra first-round pick that ended up being Jalen Carter, and look how that worked out for us. So, to me, I mean, it just really depends. We don't know how it's going to line up to sit there and make such a judgment, and just to assume that's the worst case scenario every time doesn't work for me.
Can I interject?
Sure.
Because I'm going to say Howie Roseman is a genius, okay? Howie Roseman won a Super Bowl. He ended up moving on from his coach. He ended up getting rid of a quarterback that he spent, 3 number ones to get? Got Jalen Hurts, won another one. Why don't we think that he is looking and saying, this team has run its course, and I'm looking to rebuild. My offensive line has got big problems. I got a running back who's pretty good but is aging. We're not sure about the quarterback. Why don't we get what we can get now and reload this thing for the next coach?
What I would say to you, Mark, is if that thing falls apart, I'm going to take 2 1s in Hurts and send him to Cincinnati and get Burrow.
Boom. There you go.
That's what I'm freaking doing. I'm not going to sit there and trade a 2028 pick for an edge rusher. Like, think about this. Wait a second. Wait.
Don't cry. Boy, don't cry.
Wait a second here. Wait a second. Okay, because you think you have such a great roster in the next 2 years, let's not say the quarterback's the guy you would use draft picks on. Where do you think your next need is next year in next year's draft?
What do I think the next need is in next year's draft?
What do you think next year, if you had to pick where you would go into the draft in 27, what would you say would be your number one need right now if it's not the quarterback?
I think probably right tackle, but unless Bell's going to be the guy, which I think is a fair question. He could be. Let's say Bell is. So then right tackle's off the position.
What other
Right.
position would you go? Safety?
You still need a safety. You also possibly need another cornerback because Woolen's only on a 1-year
Okay.
deal. You'll also possibly need another edge rusher because Grenard is a little bit older, and I don't know what Nolan Smith is going to be future wise. So
Well, that doesn't make me
Lane
want to take
Johnson.
my 28 future pick and go up there and go, well, if I see an edge rusher right now, let me use that pick to move up to 10.
But I mean, why are you pigeonholing that
Because
position, that
everyone's
pick
telling me
to
you have a
that one
great
thing?
because everyone's telling me you have a great roster and that there's not really a lot of holes on it, and that I'm not going to just, if it's not the quarterback, Mark, I'm going to move up to the 9th spot or the 10th spot to get a what? A safety? A wide receiver? Is it
Look, I
Jeremiah
don't
Smith?
think. First of all, I got to tell you, I don't think you should have this guy telling us about replacing a quarterback when his quarterback is 11 years in and didn't win shit.
Oh.
How does he even have a right to speak? He don't have a right to. He ain't sat at the table in 30 years. Phil.
Okay.
30 years he ain't sat at the
I
table.
thought we can't talk about the past. So the Cowboys.
I'm just saying you don't have if you're gonna hold. See, Mark, what you always do is you always hold the Eagles to these standards, and then when it comes to Dallas, or
Because you're
especially
better.
Dak,
Wait a
you
minute.
completely change the rules.
Dallas wouldn't
Because
go
You
with Philly.
completely
better.
change the
You're the ones
rules.
that always
Because
start
you're better.
He's sitting there talking. He's sitting there talking about the Eagles are
But you're
under
better.
all this drama going on.
But
They
you're
won
better.
with drama. Drama's been going on for 2 years and they won. They
But you're
are
better.
better.
But
Yeah,
you're
they
better.
are better. So
They
why
did.
doesn't he hold his team to the standard of the Eagles and
Wait,
stop letting them off the hook?
hold up. We know that the Eagles are the cream of the crop.
You shut the fuck
You
up,
guys are always
Steven, you
telling
piece
us
of
how
shit.
we're not even in the same neighborhood or zip code. So we're not worthy. But we're looking at the
And you don't have a right to speak because you're not worthy. You don't have a right to speak.
Philly.
Sit there,
Philly.
shut up, and
Philly.
wait till you're spoken to.
Would you like
That's
to
right. Children should be
Would you like
seen
to
at the
picture-
table and not heard. That's what my dad always told me.
Damn.
Children seen at the
Wait,
table
wait.
and not heard.
Billy,
Sit at the table.
Some Cowboy-
That's
window
right.
fucking
Some
slam. Some Cowboys are saying you're coming unhinged here a little bit.
Oh, I don't care what they're saying. It's stupidity. You can't. They can say whatever they want, and then we can't say anything back. It's just like no. See, the rules don't apply to Dallas. Yeah, but they don't apply to Dallas, right? All I'm saying is hold your team to the same standard. This guy just literally said that the Eagles talking about they need to prepare to replace Jalen Hurts. How can they say that when they have a quarterback 11 years in the league and doesn't win anything? Why don't you talk about replacing Dak? Let's talk about that.
GM?
Because wait a minute, Mark. I'll answer that for
See,
Philly here.
He
You
don't
know
hold.
why?
It's not the same standard.
Wait a minute though, Philly, because they're not talking about that any other city but Philly.
Who's talking? I'm not talking about it. Replacing Jalen Hurts.
Really?
I'm not talking about
That's
it.
not
No.
what. That's
My only
not-
time it
Wait.
even comes up. is
Wait a
when I
second.
get on your show.
Wait a second. That you're telling me that that's not a narrative this offseason that the national people
From who? From
Jeff
WIP?
from Jeff,
The
the local beat writers are saying it.
Even your own fans
The
are
beat
saying
writers.
it.
All the guys.
I
are
don't.
probably-
I'm not saying it. I haven't heard anybody say it. I hear
You didn't
guys that
see
I don't
that
really
report.
care what they say.
You didn't see what Jeff McClain and what Tim McManus wrote about Jalen Hurts being on a hot seat this year. You didn't see that.
Yeah, and I thought it was overblown, and I thought it was bullshit. To be quite honest.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair too. But I'm just answering the question, Mark. No one's talking about replacing any other quarterback in any other
That's what I
place
know of.
but in Philly.
Other than JJ
Mhm.
McCarthy.
Okay.
It would be about the only two. But aren't you the same guy that said there was nothing there with the AJ Brown situation, that he was going nowhere and that you were going to if he
No,
goes?
I didn't. I
You
didn't
know
say
what?
that. I never said he wasn't
come
going
on.
anywhere.
Really?
What I
Are
said
you-
was I
you
don't want him to go
You don't
anywhere.
remember what happened yesterday?
Wait
he
a
did
second.
say
Wait a
that.
second. How could you hold any Eagle fan accountable for not wanting AJ Brown to go when all this shit has been held from them. Nobody can make a fair determination when you're holding all this stuff back. So I don't see how you could judge any Eagle fan in any of that. And what I said about AJ Brown was, I want to keep him.
That's
right. I didn't say it wouldn't happen.
I did hear him say this. I heard him say this. No. I don't want him to go anywhere. That's what I heard him say.
See, Mark misses it. He thinks, the Eagles have drama. They're falling apart. This has been going on for 2 years. They won a Super Bowl through it. But don't you think it's weird that the Eagles and Jalen Hurts can go and win a Super Bowl through all that drama and your team falls apart? Your quarterback falls apart mentally.
Yep.
Then he goes to the truck stop with the hose, right? And he's banging out prostitutes by the dozen. Yeah, let's talk about that. You don't want to talk about that.
Prostitutes.
But you want to talk about AJ Brown, right?
Boy,
you want to talk about AJ Brown?
Golly,
yeah, you're bored.
Let's try and spin this shit. Okay. Okay, fine. The Cowboys have underperformed for years. I get it. But you have to look at this offseason here. You couldn't make this shit up. Jeff Stalin, gone. Right? Yes. Vic Fangio had to be talked off the cliff of leaving. Christian
that
Parker,
wasn't true. Okay, that wasn't true.
Who knows where the bodies are buried, goes to the Dallas Cowboys. You got A.J. Brown's nuclear explosion that goes off that literally ties up everybody.
This is like, oh my God, this is delusion at the finest.
Stuff here.
Like half the things he just said are not true. Vic Fangio was never on no ledge, had to be talked down. That's just not true. Christian Parker going to the Cowboys isn't some big thing that the Eagles are scared because he's going to tell them all their secrets. Nobody's sweating Christian Parker.
All right, Billy, I got a question for you.
Go make another shirt.
Billy, are you getting concerned that Jalen Carter's name is being now? To be fair, these are massive names: Micah Parsons, Max Crosby, Myles Garrett. There's numerous reports. Some say true, some say yes. That we really don't know. I heard a guy say that Carter's name, but it wasn't that they didn't like Carter. It was that they were coveting an edge with Jared Verse. So it wasn't an indictment on him. However,
I heard that they wanted Carter. I just read it was Pro Football Talk today that the Browns requested Carter, and it was what you call it.
And I heard Jeremy Fowler say they coveted an edge. And there's somebody,
that would make sense.
Okay, but my point is, don't you think it's becoming more of a repetition, not reputation, but repetitive, that Jalen Carter's name is brought up in deals?
No, I think it's just the nature of the beast when you got a guy that hasn't, that had that kind of year he had with
super elite dudes we're talking about too. I mean,
Jared Verse is
a hell of a player.
He's a great player. I mean, I actually think the Browns kind of did really good in that trade. But I just think it's the nature of the beast. With the hurt shoulder, with the way the season started, with him getting in trouble and suspended, I just think like that's the nature of the beast until he gets an extension. But to me, if the Eagles said no, we don't want to trade him, even for Myles Garrett or in a trade, then I think that tells me everything I need to know.
Dallas's 2026 offseason to Mark Holmes has been what?
The best one in Dak Prescott's era.
Wow. Why?
There's no guarantee that any move,
because the season hasn't played out yet.
No. Okay. Well, I tell you what, looks like yours is going off a cliff right now. Okay, so let me go ahead and speak on mine.
We'll see.
Typically, the Cowboys don't do anything in the offseason to try and make the team better. Generally speaking, the Cowboys do most of their team building in the middle of the season or after training camp. That's when they actually start realizing we've got holes galore. What toaster leavings can I bring in here to throw in a warm body? The fact that this offseason they've gone through, and I can't guarantee that any of the picks that they brought in will be good, but at least they have everybody there in training camp where everything's quiet. Nobody's answering questions about a three-way here or anything. That they're working together and being a team. Yeah, laugh now, Philly.
Oh, man. Dude, that's all he's got. All he's got is there's no drama. Do you understand? We won a Super Bowl with drama. We don't care.
I can say that the Cowboys have added more firepower. Please tell me what you added. Yes, you got Ty Lemon, but he could be Nelson Aguilar.
Oh, we got Lemon. We got Wicks, right? We also got a backup tight end. Then let's look at the defensive side of the ball. They upgraded their cornerback position by a lot. Then they got Jonathan Grenard. And then, Josh Sweat may come back. So the Eagles have gotten better on defense, my friend. And on offense, with a competent coach and a guy that could put his players in the right position, the offense will be better than it was a year ago, even when they had A.J. Brown.
It can't be worse than it was.
Guess what? There's no drama, Mark. We win with drama.
Yeah,
we win with it.
I hear what you're saying, but see, you had a great defense. Hold on. Wait. Let me respond now. I know you're upset. I know you're heartbroken at the moment. AJ's gone.
Not upset.
Listen, here's what the Cowboys looked at. The Cowboys' offense was one of the best in the NFL. There's not a whole lot of room that you can do to improve. You just went and rattled off all the things you did to your defense. Your defense was great last year. That wasn't your problem. Your problem is your offense was shit, and it definitely got hurt more by, having a wet behind the ears offensive coordinator and losing A.J. Brown, still with question marks on your offensive line. I can say that the Dallas Cowboys put their focus on the defense where there is a lot of room to get better.
Well, where are you so much better? Besides Caleb Downs and safety, where are you so much better on defense?
Bro, okay. Well,
where are you so much better? Tell me. Where are you so much better?
Okay. Rashawn Gary is.
Where are you so much better? Rashawn Gary is not as good as Jadeveon Clowney. If you would have signed Clowney and Gary, okay. Gary was going to get caught by Green Bay.
Williams in training camp along with Kenny Clark. We have a much better front seven than we have.
If Dallas wanted to really win, they would have went out and got Myles Garrett or Max Krause. When it came to pay the piper, you shit the bed again.
Let's back this shit up again. When Micah Parsons was traded to Green Bay, what did everybody say about Green Bay? Get your Super Bowl tickets. They're going to the Super Bowl, right?
Okay.
Hold on. Take a look at Myles Garrett last year. Record-breaking season. 5 sacks in the game, and they still lost. I'm not going to guarantee that the Rams are going to be the Super Bowl because I can look at T.J. Watt, I can look at Max Crosby, I can look at Micah Parsons, and I can look at Myles Garrett. And between those four guys who have been the best defensive players over the last 10 years, there's 2 playoff wins, bro. 2 playoff wins.
But then now hold the Eagles and that same standard that you just bitched out there, hold the Eagles to that same standard. Well, they lost A.J. Brown and all this, but I'm not going to say anything because you don't know what these other guys are going to do with the other offensive coach that you just brought in. So it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Admit it.
Hamstring in day one.
Wait.
It's June 2nd, 3rd, Mark. What is? I don't need his hamstring to be a Lamborghini. I just need it to stay on the bone a little longer. He'll be fine.
Hey, Philly, do you believe today you have a better offensive group without AJ right now?
No, but it doesn't matter right now.
It's something true.
Mark, all I say is true things. You're the delusional one. I mean, dude thinks he's like, oh, you got a new offensive coordinator and he's never done anything. And how are you going to be? And there's a Christian Parker. He got the secrets and he's this. I'm going to make sure for him. Hold your guys to the same standard you hold the Eagles to. That's all I'm saying.
What's that shirt say there, Mark?
Oh, this is just my day job. Joe Boo's day job. No, I figured I didn't need to bitch slap the Eagles. They've been slapping themselves all week.
So go do another video about the drama. But just remember, we won a Super Bowl with drama. You guys can't.
You think this is huge drama for them? This is like, do you think this
is normal, baby?
Do you think this implodes their season this year?
This is normal.
I'm telling you, rebuild upcoming. Okay, as some incredible sportscaster said, Super Bowl window fucking closed.
Hey, actually,
clip it.
Actually,
Clip this,
Angelo
everybody.
said that. Angelo
Clip
said that
this.
too. So
I
Angelo
love
said-
Angelo, but I ain't gonna put a
Wait,
lot
wait,
of
wait.
stock in
No,
what
no,
he
no.
predicts
But
record-wise.
I think this though. Oh, I think it. Listen, I think Howie Roseman can wedge that window back open. Though I've said that also. I think
that offense was bad yet last year, right? It was bad. That was predictable. Now, yes,
but you're
going to lose a
assuming
guy.
Mannion is going to be an improvement.
Well, I'm hoping. I mean, that's the plan. You asked me, how is it going to work out? Well, this is how it has to happen. The coordinator has to be a good coordinator and put the players in a better position. And if your offense is better and coached better, I think you can make up a lot of what you lost in AJ last year. Maybe not AJ 2-3 years ago, but last year, AJ was, up and down at times.
Hey, Mark, who do you think's a better running back, Williams or Barkley right now in their careers?
I'm going to have to still say Barkley. I think a lot of what Javonte Williams got last year was he wasn't facing 8-man fronts. Because the Cowboys had CD and had George Pickens, you couldn't focus in on stopping the run. So I think part of that was because of that. Barkley, on the other hand, not too many people worried about the passing game as much as they did with the run, and he still had almost as many yards as Javonte Williams.
Do you believe going into this season right now? A couple last one here is for you guys. Philly, how much pressure is on Nick going into this year?
Yeah, I would think there's got to be pressure on him, right? I mean, if we're going to talk about pressure on Jalen Hurts, then why not the head coach, right? They're switching the offensive coordinator again. I think, I definitely think so. I think there's pressure on him.
Yeah, and again, do you not question if this coordinator doesn't pan out here? Don't you question if you're Jalen Hurts, if you're going to keep going? Hey, when does Jalen Hurts do this? Stop bringing these nobodies in here. And by the way, you're right. He may turn out to be Bill Walsh. Okay, this guy may turn out to be the next Sean McVay. I don't know either on June 3rd. I don't. However,
you don't know.
But the track record has shown when guys have not been good play callers, they've not really been formidable guys in your offensive coaching staff, right? If that thing goes, when does Jalen do this? Hey, fuck that. I'm sick of this shit. When does he start making comments about, hey, why don't you hire a competent coordinator for me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think he has every right to say that, to be honest with you. But it seems like, you can't deny, like, if you listened to him a year ago, and then you listen to him now talk about Patullo and talk about this guy at the same time last year, it's completely night and day. So he must like something that he's seeing with Mannion, I look, I'm not saying that Jalen Hurts is no matter what happens, he's going to be okay. I just think that every year you got to really go out and prove it as a quarterback in this league. You got to go out and prove it. And I think that the one good thing that comes out of this year, I think that we're going to know who was the problem. Was it Hurts and his inability to throw the ball like some people think, or was it the coaching so bad that it held him back along with the rest of that offense? So I think we have to wait and see on that. And then you wonder with all this A.J. Brown stuff, like how bad was it? Like some people have talked about him, maybe not wanting Jalen Hurts to do good. It's crazy stuff,
Yeah, I've got so the brand new ESPN Power Index just came out post AJ. Are you ready?
Oh, God.
FBI ESPN Power Index is out. Rams 1, Bills 2, Ravens 3, Seahawks 4, 49ers 5, Packers 6, Chargers 7, Lions 8, Chiefs 9,
Damn.
Eagles 10, and the Dallas Cowboys number 11.
Wait a minute. Are they saying they're closing the gap? Is that what they're saying? Oh.
ESPN's Power Index.
And they always hate the Cowboys. Oh.
I hate that too, by the way.
This time of year, the Cowboys are always the biggest frauds. They always get rated higher, way higher than they should. I mean, Mark's sitting there thinking they had some amazing offseason. I think they got better very tiny bit defensively. I actually think Jadeveon Clowney's better than Gary, so they let him go. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Here's what we know about Clowney. Clowney doesn't like to work out in the summertime. He's always that late end of the year guy that gets signed. So I wouldn't be surprised if they came back. And I wouldn't also
if I were the Eagles, I'd sign him as a deputy.
I don't think he's gonna come. I don't think Christian Parker wants him. I don't think he would want a guy.
I'll tell you what, Philly. If I were the Eagles, I'd take that guy as a depth piece. I wouldn't. He had 8
sacks. Of course.
I know.
I'm
good with that.
Yeah.
Hey guys,
I think so too.
Hey, Mark, why are you smiling so much like this, man? What's going on?
I'm just happy. Every morning that I wake up at this age and being 60 years old, I'm just happy to be alive. So that's why I'm just always happy.
Yeah, wait till December. It'll be miserable. Little bastard.
Mother
Humper will be in there. He'll be crying like a bitch.
Why is he so happy and you're so agitated?
Because it's June.
Oh, it's just so nice after a couple of years of just taking so much shit to see Philly 500 in denial. And we know how he really is inside right now. He's confused. He doesn't know which way are we going.
Oh my God.
You know the funny thing is we've done this song and dance for years, Mark, and it always turns out the same way. Why would it change?
What's worse, the T.O. situation or this one?
The T.O. situation.
I don't know. This one seems to be
T.O. only lasted a year and a few games.
T.O. did sit-ups and push-ups in his driveway during training camp. All right, AJ didn't do that. But it depends. But it depends it depends where we're at. Like, do we really know how much of the stuff with AJ Brown is legit? Like, that's the question. Like, I don't know to what level all this stuff is true. I think it is true.
You know what? When you had to bring out the Vibe Bunny and everything else, this shit was deep.
Man, I'll tell you what, boys, never does it.
Steven.
Hey,
Steven.
Hey, Philly.
Hey, by the way, Philly, what do you think? Hey, go ahead, Philly. Go ahead.
No, I already did it.
Okay. Fungool?
That guy's a dope, by the way, but that's okay.
Philly,
Yo.
you, without a doubt, you and Mark never cease to deliver. I mean, there's true hatred for the teams. You guys love each other, but you hate the teams that you rooted. I mean, how much do you hate the Eagles, Mark?
Oh, I hate them, man. Oh, I'm enjoying every little tad bit that's coming out that's just bad news on it. I'm just like, I just love it, man. I'm just like, let me get my popcorn ready.
Philly, I love it too. The Cowboys. I hate them. I hate them with a passion, dude. I like my first question to my wife when I met her is, "You're not a Cowboy fan, right?" Because that was it. That was it. Yeah, I made sure. The thing is, like, we do this. We've done this song and dance with Mark so many times. This is the year. This is the time of year he's happy. Hey. And then as soon as we get into the season, he's a miserable bastard. And he starts eating. His weight starts going up. Hey. I know what happens.
Hey, Mark, let's go. A lot of people
one of these times there, buddy.
A lot of people today.
I'm way ahead of you.
Watch this, Mark. A lot of people go like this. Are you a Trump fan? All right, I can't like you. Philly 500 is like, you like the Cowboys? Fuck you. Get out. You're no good.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, all right, guys, make sure you check out these two dudes. Fabulous work. They are spectacular at what they do. Philly 500, by the way, the king of the lids, and Mark Combs, the king of the shirts. You guys, how many videos today do we see of Mark Combs here? How many?
Oh, probably 5 at least. And they're probably all about the Eagles. And the drama. Oh, the drama. Oh, no drama. No drama, but a lot of choking, Mark.
Hey, Mark, you guys have a great one. I will see you soon. Thank you so much, guys.
Peace out, man.
All right.
You guys, man. That's absolutely spectacular. Let me go back here. You get some of these supers here. You guys were great. They were fantastic. Mark's just sitting back with a shit-eating grin, too. He's just sitting back. Are you kidding me? I wouldn't miss this shit for anything. Who stays longer with the Cowboys, Dak or Jerry? Jerry owns the team. Well, unless the guy takes a knee. Cowboy fans happy in June, passed out drunk in December. How you doing? Hey, I will say this about Mark. When it got towards the end of the year last year, and I tuned on, I think it was the Cardinal game. And I saw Mark. I actually went on his show, behind the scenes, and I started typing things in. Here was Mark during the Cardinal game. He was like, come on, man. Come on. I thought he was going to absolutely pass out. I thought he was going to absolutely pass out. The city will turn on Hurts by week 7. Book it. Let's see here. The drama's finally out of the building. Birds will do better without AJ's distraction. Look at this. Dick Prescott. Sills was a troll on Mark's channel. I walked in there and I watched him and I was watching him. I even commented and the guy goes, "Is that really you, Sileo?" And I went, "Yeah." And Mark finally went, "I think that is." And it was. I was watching him. He was a miserable dude during that Cardinal game. So let me go back and make this clear on one thing. So you got a 2028 first-round pick. You got your own pick in 2027, correct? And according to you Eagle fans, you're going to win the Super Bowl. So that's the 32nd pick in the draft. So you're going to take a player at 32. What position are you going to use to move up to trade a future 28 for? Curious. You'll take your position at 32. What position do you think Howie would take with that 28? If it's not the quarterback, what position do you think he would use that future pick for? In the NFL draft in 27, what position would that be? So that he can move up into what? The top 5? I thought I got them all. Let me go back. Let me see if I got them all. What position would that be? Let's see here. I got Brooks. See if Jimbo. Let me go back and see if you got a super chat here. Hold on. Let's see if we got a super from Jimbo. Mark, did Diggs get a DNA test back? Who the dad? We got that one. Where is? I don't see Jimbo's super. Jimbo, we'll take a look for it. See if Z can find it for me because I can't find it. I appreciate you, bro, but I don't see it. Okay. So what pick would you use? What pick would you use for a position if it's not quarterback in 28 or 27 to move up and use that pick 28? What position would you use? A right tackle? You're going to move up into the top 10 using the 2028 pick that the Patriots could suck and could be a top pick to pick a right tackle? Is that what you're saying? So you're going to use the 2028 draft choice to move up to get an O-lineman and move up to get what? The 5th pick in the draft to get an offensive lineman? Is that what you're going to do? So you're going to take offensive lineman next year, and you're going to take another pick at 32 because you're going to use the 28 pick to take another positional player. I thought Markel Bell's panning out. I thought Tariq Woolen's panning out. So then Twiz is telling you that Bell's not ready yet and that Woolen's not the guy. Okay. Is that right, Twiz? Woolen's not ready and Markel Bell's not good enough, right, Twiz? Got it. No. So according to you, Twiz, it's cornerback or O-line that you'll use the 28th future pick for. And that Howie will take that future pick to take a cornerback 2. Never happened. Never happened. So would it be worth it moving up in the 27th draft with both 2028 first? Okay, so you're going to package up, Jimbo, the 27th and 28th pick in the 2027 draft for an O-lineman? Is that what you're saying? If it's not a quarterback, what position would you do this for? What position? Jimbo, what position would you do that for? What position? Look at Jimbo here. Jimbo, what position would you do the 2027 draft, taking the 28 to move up for if it's not the quarterback? What would it be? What would it be? For Jeremiah Smith? You just drafted a first rounder. So you just drafted a guy, Mekhi Lemon. You moved up 3 spots to get him, too. I'm curious, what position would you trade the 28th pick and the 27th pick for to move up? Lemon isn't Smith. Okay, so you would have 3 first-round picks at wide receiver? Mekhi Lemon, Devontae Smith, and Jeremiah Smith. That's who you would take your first 2 rounds to get to number 2. When you've got the 32nd pick, and if the Patriots win 12 games this year because of A.J. Bell, that would be the 28th pick. So like the 28th pick and the 32nd pick, you think you're moving up to 2? I want you guys to make sense of this. You can't. Unless you're doing a quarterback. You know it, and I know it. The only way Howie Roseman is going to use the 2028 pick is for a quarterback. He's not moving up 9 spots to go into the top 10 to take a right tackle. Holy shit. You can't be any stupider. You're ignoring the O-line because it doesn't fit your quarterback bullshit. What? I am looking at the O-line. You think you're going to take the 28th pick and move up into the draft to take a right tackle into the top 9. You can't be dumber, guy. Sills, would you package up a deal for the first round pick for someone like Penei Sewell to replace someone like Lane? It all depends on what that Patriots team does in 2027. If the Patriots go back to the AFC Championship game, it's the 30th pick. It would be the 30th pick, and according to you, Abe, the Eagles are winning the Super Bowl. It would be 30 and 32. You think that's enough to get up to 2? Do you really think the 30th and 32nd pick in the draft is good enough to get you to 2? Hell no. That's not good enough to get you to 2. 30 and 30, the 32nd pick is like a first pick in the second round. Make that make sense if it's not a quarterback. Now, if you're going to do this, I'm going to take the 28th pick and I'm going to go get a veteran player. But you ain't using it in the draft. Seals, you said it yourself. Other than Arch Manning, there isn't a dynamic quarterback at 27. Correct. So you're not doing that. You're not using 28 in the 27 draft to move up to get an edge rusher. That means you, by the way, do you know what you're saying? Who said safety 2 and edge? That means Nolan Smith was a bust. If you go and move up and get an edge, you officially lost the 30th pick in the draft. How many people are you going to bring in here? You brought in Jalen Phillips. You bring in Jonathan Grenard. You drafted a 30th pick in the draft with Nolan Smith, and now you're going to go draft another edge moving up with the 28th pick or with the 28th first-round pick? That's ridiculous. Your common sense doesn't even follow. That would be the only way that 28 first would make sense, is to trade for a player now, or you're giving up too much upon. That's correct, Coyote. It would have to be an established guy. They would have to go out and use it on a player. And you're going to use it on what? A right tackle that's out there in the game today? What team's going to do that on an established player? What are you going to do? Are you going to go to Detroit and go, here's a first-round pick in 28? And if the Patriots are good, it's a 30th pick in the draft for Penei Sewell? You act like teams don't miss on first-round picks. It happens not exclusively to Philly. I know. I'm not talking about missing on first-round picks. I'm talking about Nolan Smith not panning out. Still, so moving forward, it's going to be a quarterback or offensive lineman in the first rounds of the 27-28. Put it this way to you. Well, you guys are telling me Barkley's going to be cool so you don't have to replace him. That Bell's going to be the heir apparent to Lane Johnson. That Mekhi Lemon is the right guy. So it ain't wide receiver. So it's cornerback too? I thought you just got through telling me you upgraded with Tariq Woolen. I'm confused. What position would you use that in 27 for? For what? You can't even come to common sense on it. Don't forget it's Darius Smith who said, fuck this and retired. That's not on Howie. That's on the player. Okay? Okay, get this. So this is a bullshit narrative. You're going to use the 2028 pick to move up in 27 for what? A low lineman? A corner? What? An edge? That means Smith sucked. That means that you're not giving Janix Hunt a shot. If it's corner, I thought Tariq Woolen was an upgrade and he's good. So it's Lane's replacement? I thought Bell was the replacement. Yeah, okay, guy. Why don't you sit there and try to fucking make sense of your own bullshit? Too early? Wait a minute. I'm talking about not using the quarterback. I think it's for the quarterback. The only reason you move up is to move up to get a QB. Sills, could you see something like Stroud for Hurts with some picks? I'm not there with Stroud. I'm not there. Sills seems to have the 2027 and 28 draft nailed for his net. What narrative? What I asked you, what position would you take to move the 28 draft so that you could use it in 27? What position would you use? How's that a narrative? It's a question. It's not a narrative. You're going to take a running back this coming 20, and you're going to take the 2027, 28 pick for a running back. Okay? That's a new one. I hadn't seen that one before. What if the pick is around 15 or 20? You're hoping. Sills, Woolen is on a wait a second. I thought Tariq Woolen was this massive upgrade, and he's such a great player. So he's on a one-year deal? I know. You're right. You're not wrong. I would definitely consider a running back. So you're going to take the 2028 pick, and you're going to apply that in the 27 draft for a running back. Okay? Crazy. Anybody who thinks this shit is ridiculously stupid, you can't get any better than this. The only reason that you would take that 28 pick, you would use it to move up to get a quarterback, not a fucking linebacker or right tackle. Oh, my God. And you better pray to that means then you better pray the Patriots suck this year. Because if the Patriots don't suck with A.J. Brown and they win 11, 12 football games and they're right there again in the AFC picture, it's the 30th pick. So you're going to take the 30th pick in the draft and the 32nd pick in the draft, according to you winning the Super Bowl, and you're going to move up to what? An edge rusher that you wasted all this equity on the last 3 years. Got it. I did. I saw it. I even talked to him. Stills quarterback. I know. That's why they're not going to do it in 27. Take that 28 and drop it into the 27. No way. Especially if the quarterback blows in 2026. Best player on the board is who they'll use it for. So if it's a right tackle, you're going to do that. At what, 15? Dan, why do they have to move up in your head? What do you mean move up? Well, if you're the Super Bowl champions, aren't you going to move up? Why else would you use the 32nd? Why else would you use the 2028 pick? Is to move up by using that pick. Or maybe both picks. You're the Super Bowl champions, according to you. What am I missing? I'm tired of these one-year rentals at corner. Well, what's the words you guys use? Can't pay everybody. Eagles have already proven we can win with stud right tackles. How do you prove that? You've had one in 15 years. Sills, why not use the pick for a note? Now, there you go, Abe. Okay? But it's all on how good. If you want to use that pick in 27, you're hoping like hell AJ bombs and you're hoping the Patriots blow. All right, let me pay some bills. The number one injury law firm in all of America for a reason is our friends Morgan & Morgan. Nobody, and I mean nobody, ever defends families across this country like Morgan & Morgan. Tell you about the family in Pennsylvania that was initially offered $650K. They got nearly $30 million in settlement. Or the family down in Florida that was initially offered $350,000. They got nearly $350K. Or they got nearly $12 million in settlement. Nobody defends families like Morgan & Morgan. Do me a favor. Go to forthepeople.com/big sales or pound love 529. That's forthepeople.com/big sales or pound love 529. And do me a favor. You tell them Big Sil sent you.
There's a reason Detective Johnson is the gossip king.
Oh, did you hear? Jackie and Tom
are getting a divorce? Sad.
Well, I heard that Ashley
Had work done on her face? Yeah, oof.
Just like there's a reason Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm. Injured? With over $25 billion recovered for our clients, there's a reason to go big.
Bathroom? Okay.
Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Oh, okay.
Ignite your nights with free live entertainment daily, only at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia's Center Bar. 7 days a week, enjoy some of the region's top party bands, performers, and DJs as they take the stage in the heart of the casino action. Great cocktails, live music, and lively moments. It's all happening at Center Bar at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia. Visit livecasinophilly.com for more details and the complete list of upcoming events. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is Eric. When he got injured in a car accident, he called Morgan & Morgan. He not only gets a lawyer, he gets trial lawyers like Sam and Jessica, who are in it to win it. He gets his own investigators with briefcases, leather ones. And if you ever have questions, our customer service folks keep things rolling. Injured? We're your army. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Welcome to the Jet Setters and the High Rollers, to the Shot Takers and the Tastemakers. Welcome to the Viewfinders, the Thrill Seekers, and the Night Owls. Welcome to everything you could possibly want on one 5-mile island. Welcome to the Wildwoods. Book your stay today.
In our hometown, we all look out for each other. We go the extra mile to lend a helping hand.
Thank you.
We step up to keep our communities going strong. And at Independence Blue Cross, we're here to keep you going strong. We've been deeply rooted in our communities for more than 85 years. And that connection to members has earned us our spot as the #1 health insurer in the region. So while you look out for your neighbors, know IBX is always looking out for you.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on Sports Grid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on Sports Grid.
EAGLES. Eagles.
So here's the new, like you said, I brought this up with the guys here. Here's the new power rankings in the NFL by ESPN. Dolphins are the worst team. Jets are 31. Browns are 30. Cardinals are 29. Raiders 28. Titans 27. Panthers 26, Saints 25, Falcons 24, Giants 23, Steelers 22, Commanders 21, Colts 20, Vikings 19, Buccaneers 18. I think that's right. Jaguars 17. They're going to fall. Bears 16. That's a fall. Broncos 15. That's a fall. Patriots 14. What do they have them in the NFC, AFC? So Bills 1, Ravens 2, Chargers 3, Chiefs 9, Bengals 5, Patriots 6. So they got the Patriots as the 6th best team ESPN in the AFC. Well, that's a playoff team in the second round. And you're going to use that pick at 28 and 27? What, the 26th pick? Okay. Shrewd. And here, so Texans 13, Bengals 12, Cowboys 11, Eagles 10. So according to the ESPN Pro Football Power Index, how many teams do they have ranked ahead of them in the AFC, NFC? Rams, Seahawks, 49ers, Packers, Lions, and they got the Eagles 1, 2, 3, 4, 6th. That's about right. It's kind of what we talked about a little yesterday. I don't see any issue with that. Bengals aren't 5th. Bengals are 12th. Here, I'll finish it up. Chiefs 9, Lions 8, Chargers 7, Packers 6, 49ers 5, Seahawks 4, Ravens 3, Bills 2, Rams 1. Sills, was there a specific moment while you were at Miami in camp or in a season when you knew you guys had a team that could win a national championship? It was a culture mindset inside that building. Every year we played, we knew we were going to win it. It was a shocker when we didn't. There was never a moment. You know it from the beginning. From the moment you step into training camp. From the moment you put your helmet on for a spring ball. The moment you walk out onto a practice field. You never think you're never going to win the national championship at the University of Miami during that time. That wasn't something that happens during the season. That fucking was in our brain cells all the time. And we won all the time. In the 3 years we were at Miami, I lost one regular season football game. Nobody beat us. Nobody. And it was a mindset. I mean, there wasn't a time when we ever went into a season to be able to do that. Never. And that group we were with, every single guy on the defensive line was drafted in the first 2 rounds, including me. You obviously haven't watched much tape when he was at Miami. Thank you very much. That's all right, man. There's people coming here just to say shit. So hey, Jerry, it's all good. Trust me. How many times did Ed Ogeron come in here and say that Jerome Brown and I set the stage for what defensive tackle play was like at the University of Miami? And he was there. And Coach O's a great friend. I'm glad to see. It's going to be interesting to see what Coach O does at LSU. Yeah, I think if Stroud was so bad for them, they would have went to the Super Bowl. Listen, Stroud played against some pretty good defenses. He's got to play better. Same mentality Nick Saban had with Alabama. Yeah, guys, when you play for a dominant team like that, and you play for like Jimmy Johnson and shit, there's not a moment in the season where you go like this. Hey, I think we're good. And I'm not ripping you guys who think that, but we thought we were winning the national championship every day we were at the University of Miami. That was never, ever a conversation. We never thought we were not going to win. That's swagger. The Buffalo, Baltimore hype, yawn. Like the Cowboys, they always win in the offseason till the playoffs. Coach O is, in my opinion, one of the greatest one of the greatest coordinators of recruiting talent I've ever seen. Jerry, thank you, man. I give you my YouTube channel. I made over 50 songs playing every instrument myself. No air guitar here, buddy. Send it on over, dude. I always like checking out new talent. By the way, there's not a lot of it on the air right now, so send it over. All good. Yeah, there wasn't when you played for team or when you play at like teams like that and you have a mentality in your locker room. Now, the NFL is different because you got so much turnover every year. And I would think now, too, in college football, there's a lot of turnover. I would say this. It is harder to build a national championship team today, Jerry, than it was back then because of the transfer portal. I think it's harder to win a national title today. Sills, what's the best offensive lineman you went against in your career? Bro, Nate was spectacular. Nate was left-handed. He was short and compact, and he could play. But if I had to pick, it was either going to be Mike Munchak or Bruce Matthews. Those guys were spectacular. Keith Van Horn was wonderful. He was a really special player, 6'5", long arms, played center. He was another one. That was a really great one. Munchak, again, was probably as good as it gets. What's his name? Ray Donaldson was another guy who's a dear friend of mine. What a great football player. Bruce Matthews was as good a football player that has ever played. And by the way, he was in that legendary 1983 draft. Just an absolutely spectacular football player. Correct. Oilers. Just a great football player. I think Matthews, if I'm not mistaken, was all pro at guard, tackle, and I think center. Played at Southern Cal, played with Anthony Munoz. He was played with Keith Van Horn. I think Van Horn, Matthews, and Munoz played on the same old line. Just crazy great. Okay. Rams, Niners, Hawks. Only one gets the home game. Rest hit the road. Yeah, just a great player. Just a great football player. See. Anyone who has Baltimore 3 is dumb off-season rankings. They fold when it counts. Bro, you're going off of past history and shit. Every year, there's 18 new players on a 53-man roster every year. You got a brand new football team. This is not what it used to be back 20 years ago or even 10 years ago. There's like 18 new players on your team. On your 53-man roster. Munoz got an impressive highlight reel for sure. You got to remember something about Anthony Munoz, too. Anthony Munoz missed his entire senior year at SC. Played in the Rose Bowl. Was like the third pick in the draft and never missed a game for the next 14 years in Cincinnati and was the greatest offensive tackle in pro football history. Sills, I was watching a video of Hanna. That guy was way before his time. John Hanna was a gigantic man, not in stature tall-wise, 6'3", 285, and could move. And was a 500-pound bencher, 700-pound squat. The guy was just one of the great players. I watched him as a kid on a Monday night game beat the shit out of Randy White up and down the football field for 4 quarters. That's when everyone got a sense of who John Hanna was. He beat up my idol at the time, Randy White. Guy I wanted to play like. I wore 54 in high school for a reason. And he beat his ass to a pulp. Just a great football player. And I kind of caught him at the back end of his career. So he wasn't the same guy he was when he was in his prime and when he was just killing guys. Nobody wanted to play against John Hanna. The Oilers Titans have some of the greatest running backs in history. OJ didn't play. OJ Anderson played with the Giants and the Cardinals, and OJ played in Buffalo. Okay. Earl Campbell, Eddie George, Derrick Henry. There was another guy too, Billy Cannon. Back in the day, was also a former Heisman Trophy winner. He played with the Oilers too. Yes, great history and a great lesson in running backs went through Tennessee and Houston. Thank you, bro. Yeah, OJ played with the Bills and the 49ers. Those were the only teams that OJ played with. Yeah, I think OJ played his last year because OJ's from the Bay Area. Okay? Yes. Hurts is 57-25 as a starter. He stinks. I'm not the one talking about them moving on from him. Well, I have been because everyone else is, including Tim McManus and everyone in that building. This is why you're changing your offense. By the way, talking to town, we'll find out. You got 50 days of training camp. You got 50 days to put this new offense in and have that seamless transition that M. Reyes says you'll have. Like, didn't happen a year ago, but it will happen this year. Like last year, M. Reyes was one of the guys that said seamless transition. I went back and read it and looked at it. He thought last year would be seamless. Well, he thinks it again. So let's see if he's right. Maybe he'll get it right this year. So since we got rid of AJ and only have Smitty, who are we paying? Could this make it easier to scheme up for other wideouts to put into play rather having two stationary wide receivers because you pay them? Abe, let me ask you that because I asked Zander that question. So if I'm a defensive coordinator and I see Smitty, fabulous player, right? And I lock this guy up and I double team this guy and I want to get that guy 150 catches or 150 targets. And I'm going to give him the bulk of the targets. Haven't I gone back to a primary target wideout? I'm trying to get off of a primary target. I mean, you're doing the same shit. Because if I'm a coordinator, my objective is going to be to stop Smitty. And you guys are telling me Hollywood Brown, Tavian Wicks, and Mekhi Lemon are going to pick up the yardage and touchdowns and targets of A.J. Brown. We'll see. I don't believe it. No, I don't believe that. Your record doesn't protect you from getting replaced. Tebow had a good record with the Broncos his last year. He had a great defense, but he stunk as a passer. Yeah, they replaced him with Peyton Manning. As a matter of fact, that's probably the only guy you could have replaced him with. What will the name of the next burner account be? Bro, I really don't even know how to comment on that shit. You think I give that much shits to sit around and dick around with dudes like you on the internet? Man, you got to be kidding yourself. Bro, I don't think that highly of you. We found out last year when we needed it, Hurts to put the ball and the team on his back, he couldn't do it. The last 2 years, the passing game is complete garbage. I don't know how people see otherwise. They want the bro. It'll happen. No, I think it's funny. Okay? Some point Sills might get a sense of humor. Bro, I'm not upset. You're assuming I'm upset. I'm not. I don't care. And by the way, I'm not upset with you, bro. We're boys. You're here. It's all good. You just can't take getting ribbed on. I mean, dude, you could never make it in a locker room. People get goofed on all the time in a locker room. You see people in here every day posting things, and I don't give a shit. Bro, I'm going to have a Corona in about 4 minutes. It would be interesting to see if Tanner is picking up the offense faster. The Tanner McKee thing is going to be interesting because they're not going to extend him. You know what I'm saying? Sills, it's not even officially summer yet. And this offseason has been, oh, dude, this has been a fantastic offseason. Okay? Fantastic. I have drinking that, Reyes. Not bad. I'm all right with Modelo. It's cool. I'm okay with that. You know? Sills, you think AJ tried? By the way, AZ, we're boys. Sills, you think AJ tried to sabotage the team because he wanted to be traded by week 5? Yes. I'm starting to believe that now. Unfortunately, yes. And to Zander's point, that's a character thing on AJ. Do I think AJ started surrendering after week 5? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes. But again, if you go back to his NFL profile, that's who the guy is. And you're right. That's just, get this. A.J. Brown's ending and how he conducted himself by quitting on the field and setting all that stuff up. I'll tell you what, he's a bold-faced liar after he did that interview with Marie Taylor and said this, I don't know why my relationship with Jalen Hurts was so public like that. And I was like, bro, did you see how you put up all those videos, pictures, and all of that stuff seconds after 4 o'clock? A.J. Brown saying that May studies film. Hurts can't throw a pass. Dude, shut up, man. You look dumb. His ending in Philly has been a nightmare. You can't get around it. Right. The dude made it public. He made it public. He said he did it on purpose. Dude, this thing was so orchestrated, it was like a motion picture being produced. Best part of the day was hearing J-Mac say, stop, Kimberly. J-Mac hasn't said stop in a while. J-Mac does great work. He does. He does great work. Especially when he's got to deal with the likes of a guy like me when he walks into that building. I give him kudos for that. As like you would say in Italian, la cross. The cross we bear. Dude, if Aaron Donald comes back, do I think Aaron Donald comes back and he has some juice in the tank? Okay. Right? A.J. Brown, a new villain. Sports needs villains, dudes and gals. Sports is better with villains. You got to have a villain. I like sports with villains. All right. It never stops giving content. I don't even know what the hell's going to happen tomorrow with this Eagle team. We'll be 49 days out from the start of training camp. 49. Hit the like button on the way out. We'll see you 2 to 6 tomorrow. and we'll see you on the flip side.